They don't actually engage in debates.
Dude, I haven't seen this one guy around for a while. I actually like him. He's like a New Yorker, Palestinian guy, but he is like very pro-America, and like he's more on the side of like, hey, let's figure this out. Like the pro-Palis hate him.
Really?
Mm-hmm. There's several of them like that. They all just got like ostracized off the app by the pro-Palis.
Not surprised.
Yeah, like I'm trying to put a panel together with a handful of Palestinians. One of those like an actual like it's an actual Palestinian voices kind of thing, but not freaking terror supporters.
You're gonna have a hard time finding that, dude.
No, I know several of them. Like I have a few of my own Palestinian friends that when I've showed them some of this crap on here, like they're like, these people are insane. And then there's a handful of the people that were ostracized by the pro-Pali community off the app that I'm friends with at this point that fall into that same category. Mostly they just don't talk about any of this stuff on their platforms. They just avoid it. I'll tell you who they are later, Lauren. They're fun. You should know. You should know at least one of them.
Maybe.
Yeah.
My favorite. Why are you running? Why are you running?
Do some likes, people.
Yeah. Permanently?
Yeah, Ellie. Yeah.
Wow.
You think it was the Russians behind it?
I love you.
Nazis on.
Of course not. Why would you
You gotta
ever?
build up other platforms, bro. Mhm. Yeah. Anyway, we gotta set you up a podcast, bro. I got you. Hey, down in the chat, for everyone that wants Sam to start a really awesome podcast, go ahead and put podcast in the chat.
Ooh.
Encourage Sam. Sam needs encouragement.
Nikki, you want to start a podcast with me?
Yeah, I'll co-host with you.
Let's do
Everyone
like
who-
a political podcast or something.
If
Yeah.
anyone cares about
Like I'm
Mickey,
co-hosting with Amanda tomorrow, so like set up a podcast with what you want it to be about, and then like we can co-host some stuff.
I guess.
please gift Mickey a new Galaxy so that he can buy bread.
Yes, I will take Galaxy so I can make more bread videos. Just
take
remember,
that.
people.
Oh, I don't. We don't make money in Canada. They don't give us like. There's no. Yeah,
That's like communist.
I know. I did it on purpose.
Oh, dude, let me do a little like
Yo,
little
I'll be
plug
back.
here.
I think I should call Abby because she told me to call her like 10 minutes ago.
Okay, but come back.
Love you.
Ask Abby how
Oh,
fried
Liv's
chicken
here.
is not kosher.
Hey, all right. So all of you in the chat that are in like any of the Telegram groups where I posted the announcement for Amanda and I co-hosting for our individual podcasts. We're going to co-host together on this interview tomorrow, and then a couple of more interviews in the next few weeks on Iran and Latin America, on Hezbollah and America, stuff like that. This is my shameless plug for you to go and click on those links, support her podcast, support my podcast. You know, go at least follow it, give it a listen, share, send some donations to Amanda, send some donations to me, you know, because it's not, time is not free, unfortunately, when it comes to this stuff, but every penny helps, every cup of coffee helps, especially because Amanda puts like real, I don't put that much work into but she puts some real work into this stuff. No, the bread stuff is my personal social media. I actually have like a serious life aside from this stuff. And that's why we want, and since Sam is a very serious man about this stuff, like we want him to have a podcast too. Yeah. Cause I'm gonna set him up with some good interviewees once he gets his podcast ready to go. I'm gonna try and get some good interviewees for Amanda. My stuff is mostly Latin America oriented, so I only do episodes every so often. But yeah, if you're in any of those group chats, please go find where I announce that stuff and click on those links. Support Amanda, support mine.
Support
I'll try,
bread.
I will try to motivate Sam. No, I'll call someone over there, bro. Because I sent them some paperwork. No, but that means your stuff is in the general pool. I'll call them and see what they've got going on. But the thing is they reduced a lot of their pay too. Oh boy.
Man, I just came to say, well, look, everything is about respect. If you're not going to respect my ideas, don't try to have a formal debate.
Jason, we don't respect your ideas because your ideas are crazy. Jason, also Jason, aside from your Nazi stuff that you put on your profile, which is tasteless, I do want you to get a better education than you have at this point on history. So I'm gonna start posting like really good resources for you to like get into over the next year, and it'll really help you. So I want you to get a subscription to National Geographic magazine, a subscription to Archaeology magazine, and a subscription to, what was the other one I always mentioned? The Economist. Okay, let's start with those three. And then I want you to go onto YouTube and I want you to erase your subscriptions to all the bullshit YouTube channels that you watch. And I want you to subscribe to San Roman History, Invictus, and Kings and Generals. Right, start with those three. There's several others that start popping up, and I want you to just watch that stuff as randomly as possible, anytime, anywhere. Right, and then podcast wise, I want you to start listening to Wilson Center podcasts, any and all of the different podcasts that they have, CSIS podcasts, and what's the other one I was thinking of? CFR, anything CFR related. You can also look up the reports and stuff that they have online. Okay, write all that down. How about you watch the religious channel? I know enough about religion. Anyway, go look up what I told you, and you will. Those are definitively more credible sources than whatever you've been dealing with. Books are outdated. I don't know what that. I can also recommend 20 different content creators that you could build your algorithm out with, so you can actually learn about science and history, archaeology, anthropology, 3-minute sound bites that are actually educational. The modern day Bill Nye the Science Guy type stuff. I didn't even recommend any books to you, Jason. But Sam, I didn't even recommend any books. It was all podcasts and YouTube channels and some magazine subscriptions. I didn't even say books because I didn't assume that he would be able to read books or pay attention to them. Oh, Dunny asked why The Economist. Okay, so The Economist, if at a minimum read the there's a one page on one side and another page on the other side, and they've got around the world in terms of business and around the world in terms of politics in every weekly issue. And if you read just those two pages, you're going to be, and it's like just a summary of stuff from different regions around the world of what's going on politically or business wise. And if you read just those two pages, it'll take you like 15 minutes once a week. You'll be plussed up in general about what's going on in the world. So you can take or leave the rest of the articles, honestly, depending on your interests. Liv, why didn't you go to salsa tonight? Dude, some easy reading on geopolitics is anything by Ian Bremmer. Also a good podcast, Eurasia Group's G0 World podcast. That's a good one too. Ian Bremmer has a fun sense of humor too. I know a lot of people think he's more. I don't even think I think he's like as true as a centrist as you can get, honestly. And the cool thing about Eurasia Group, instead of it being like a NGO or government think tank, or academia think tank, it's actually a private sector geopolitical risk consultancy. Y'all better be writing this stuff down. Jason, please, if I have to hear any more of your flat earth level like pseudo history, I swear to God, I yeah, dude. The hairline in my family's is exactly the same. From our early 20s all the way through our 70s. Hey, Jason, go to my main account or just click on the reshares on this account and go watch all my bread videos, Jason. That's also educational. And for those of you that do like my personal content, eventually I will, just for fun, do like full on bread making videos in just an apron. And then I will expect you all to send me coffee money by Venmo. Dude, make a compilation. Did you see the compilation that Alex? Did you put it on? But did you put it on Twitter though? Put it on Twitter. Oh. Oh. Feature. That's funny. You guys will donate for me to make bread videos, but not to my podcast or Amanda's podcast. More bread. How's your YouTube channel? We'll work on it, bro. Seriously though, okay, don't worry about that. Just decide what you want to do for what your podcast name is and everything else, and let's set that up. Because you can do those interviews right on your fucking phone, or you could stream them or whatever you want to do if you really want to get crazy with it. Let's do that. I got you, bro. Plus, that kind of content helps to showcase like your professional knowledge. No, Jason, it's not. It's dude. Social media, Jason. Social media is a popularity contest. Mhm. Podcast name Sam is wise equal Alish. This is great. Jason, dude, you and all your 90 followers should be quiet. Oh. Jason, TikTok followers is one of the most meaningless metrics you can possibly have unless you're in the absolute tens of millions. Like I love it. Like I knew it was Jason's like, dude, sometimes I feel like this is like high school. It really is like a popularity contest. Hold on. Let me check something. Why am I getting this message? Okay, good. Never mind, I thought that was an emergency. Nope. Whoa. The live last night was funny. Which live? Was that Merkaba's? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, they were talking to me. Dude, I've gotten I've been able to hit like pretty much every single Pro Pally live in the last couple days with the booty pics. Sometimes on the big screen. You know what's funny, dude? So, like, so many of these Pro Pallies, when I'm trolling them, they're like, like, how are you a professional? Like, do your clients or do people know that you do this stuff? I'm like, yeah. Like, if it ever comes up or it's like, hey, let me show you some funny stuff, like, nobody cares. It's not like it's a topic of discussion, and I do keep it somewhat separate, but it's not like, bro, that's frustrating. Look, don't get down on it. I thought every time you posted a TikTok video, like it automatically downloaded it. You dumb bro. This is the first time I'm gonna call you dumb. Bro, it doesn't stay on your phone. I have over 150,000 like photos and videos or whatever, and it's on the cloud. It automatically goes to the cloud. Yes, I promise you. You just then pay extra for cloud. The extra for cloud is nothing, bro. Bro, you're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. He needs a Shlomi from Tel Aviv to help him with storage. I don't know what that is. Apparently, you need a Shlomi from Tel Aviv to help you with storage. Don't worry, man. We'll build you up. We got this. I feel like you got to build up in other platforms more. I want to know about ballistic missile cluster warheads. Shit, I don't even know. Is that a thing, Sam? I don't think that's even a thing. I'd have to. I just want to check for to be sure, but I don't think. Yeah, I don't think that's even a thing. Hold on. A cluster warhead ballistic missile. Yeah, okay, I understand that part. Creating cluster re-entry vehicle. Okay, yeah, I've seen these things. It's what you just said. The Niner K720 Iskander is a Russian. Including a fuel air explosive enhanced blast warhead. That looks. Hey, Jason, I appreciate that. This was something worth looking up. I guess, like in the back of my mind, I kind of knew, but yeah, yeah. Remember, Jason, the point isn't to take out ballistic missiles with the Iron Dome itself. It's like you said, David Sling, which is already proven. They can take them out in space. Bro, they can take them out in space. What are you talking about? The videos are amazing. That's changed the face of warfare forever. We no longer have to be as afraid of ballistic missiles, which changes the name of the game for like nuclear warfare as well. We're in a new era now. Warfare is changing. Who? Who? Exo-atmospheric ballistic missile can use our warheads. That's pretty cool. Just reading up more on this. Okay, that's pretty nifty. By the way, Jason, just looking into this. No, but Jason, it doesn't look like our enemies have anything that is as functional as what we have in regards to that. I'm looking it up right now. I'm looking at it right now. No, but look here. Let me tell you. Here, let me. Again, Jason, you realize? Uh, yeah, because it's not going to I don't think any of these release space. Yeah, I'm gonna keep looking it up, but I don't think any of those release their 14 warheads until they're past the atmosphere. No, that's what I'm looking at, bro. I'm sending you the links right now. But what it looks like to me is none of those are released until after reentry. We're the ones with the ones that. Wait, Sam. Jason, if none of these do their spread as it were until after reentry, all right, then they are useless. Then yes, the defense systems definitively can take them out in space when it's still a single rocket. You do understand that, right? Like that's the whole point of like David Sling and whatnot. Like the Iron Dome isn't taking out ballistic missiles. David Sling is, and it takes them out in space, and it makes this really cool like spherical explosion. No, but no. Look at what I sent you. Look at what I sent you, bro. Read up really quick. There is a multiple reentry vehicle that is ballistic. There's one that Russia has, but no, I know I get it. Mm-hmm. Like the cluster bomb. Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me. Fucking starfish. Jason, make sure that you're giving us your hot take here in the clearest way possible. Because Sam's seeing it one way, I'm seeing another way. I'm actually. Okay. No, I get, dude. What I'm saying is the one that has. Bro, look at the link I just sent you. Okay. And then the one that Russia has, I sounds like it's garbage. But anyway, yeah. But yeah. Jason, you do realize the US and our allies are pretty much the only people that make anything that works worth a damn, right? Just saying. This is interesting though. This MERV. Yeah. But again, if you take this shit out in space, like it doesn't have a chance to disperse the warheads in the first place. Yeah. Because I imagine like if it was, I'm gonna look it up more, but I'm already imagining like if you were to disperse it before reentry, then most of those would just burn up on reentry anyway. They wouldn't have like the capacity to withstand the um, contact with the atmosphere. Just let's mute this. Yeah, we appreciate the food control, but yeah, not with the spam. And Jason, look, like what you're doing right now is you're coming up with little bits of trivia rather than understanding like the overarching issues. And one of those issues is that you believe in pseudo history and you stand by it no matter who gives you a lesson in reality and archaeology and anthropology. China has copies of all US. No, it does not. It has shitty copies of parts of our technology. And it doesn't have the capacity to produce and sustain its military operations, its military hardware and operations the way we do. I feel like I need to bring that graph up every single time. Again, we are larger. Our military budget and technology, we're just bigger and better than the next 10 militaries combined, about eight of whom are allies and use all our crap anyway. Okay. And then the other two are Russia and China, and they dwarf in comparison to us. And they do not have the projection capabilities that we have. Projection and sustainment capabilities. Oh my God, here, I'll meet this girl again. Hold on. There we go. You really, really need to understand that. And the only thing that holds us back is different political administrations with different ideals and different ways of managing things. Hurry up and build our submarines. Who's buying submarines now? I don't know. Pay for them first.
Hey, so the cluster munition, you need to understand that it's a big threat to Israel and its defense system. I'm talking. You're talking about an ICBM. I'm not talking about an ICBM. I'm talking about a ballistic missile. An ICBM,
Did you just?
intercontinental ballistic missile. That's right. You know, this is the thing though. The United States is saying that Iran doesn't have powerful ICBMs that are capable of carrying the warheads, the nuclear warheads. This is the point. So a ballistic missile that I'm talking about is in a very lower level than what we would consider like capable of carrying a nuclear warhead. So what Iran's firing at Israel right now, yes, they're capable of carrying these clustered munitions. They didn't intercept them.
Yes, they did.
Okay, so if they would have intercepted a few of them, no, I'm not saying they haven't ever before. I'm just saying,
I don't know, Jason. Like, it's like you want Israel to lose so bad that you're making up reasons that it will, and you're not looking at the overall picture again. That Iran is largely ineffective at its attacks on Israel's defensive capabilities, and we are holding ourselves back. We could demolish Iran in hours between the U.S. and Israel, and we just don't.
That's okay. You can call me Sunshine. My name's Lollygag Sunshine. Everybody calls me Lolly, but I'm also Sunshine.
Or
Hey, what's up, man? I was actually up here. I think the U.S. said Iran has no nukes. Like they came out and were like, nah, they don't have any. With it, well, are they? I think they said ho- that's not what I read, man. I thought the U.S. because the U.S. is the people to know that we have all the tech. I thought that they said came out and definitively said they basically stopped their nuclear program. Did they not do that like literally 3 weeks ago? No, I understand. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, well, now I'm wondering if I'm not up to date on if I like misread the article or something. No, it's cool, man. Yeah. Got it, man. I'm not trying to press you for details. I'll actually, yeah, I will look that up. This isn't as close to home as some of the other stuff, so it's a lot more chill for me. The Ukraine, are you like sort of Russia sucks, and then we need to defeat Russia now while we have the chance? Is that where we're at? Yeah. Hmm. Okay, I understand. And then are you worried about nukes with Russia at all? Just all out nuclear war? Hmm. Got it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I understand. I understand. Thank you. I really appreciate your time. Can you tell me, so what is your like what is I'm really actually just trying to get a grasp on it. It's such a complicated situation. I don't but I we don't have to retell what is your like what are we so your position is like Russia's going to keep on taking, right? We need to stop them now. We can't just let them have Donbass. Yeah. Yep. Got it. Okay. Yeah, no, I totally understand. Do you see this as like maybe Russia's more like one of the last unconquered civilizations sort of thing, kind of like NWO sort of finishing out the global organ? Do you have any comment on like in regards to maybe so 2014 a lot of people see this as a hostile operation. We came in over and I'm not arguing that. I know you know what I'm talking about. We came in 2014, took out their person, we installed someone else and we're encroaching on Russia's land. Oh, I know. Hold on. I don't actually want to get in the minutia. I'm actually saying what other people would say, right? So, and this is like an actual aggressive, like sort of like we lured them to strike so that we can go and attack them and finally take this last bastion. Do you, do you know what I mean? Yeah. 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 Got it. Got it. I understand. That's a solid point of view. Do you okay, okay. All right. And then can you just give me your thank you for I really appreciate your time in explaining to me Ukraine and your positions. Can you tell me like so Israel why what why is Israel our friend? Like are you aware of like Mossad and like counterintelligence operations and stuff and is Israel really the good guys? Why are we rooting for Israel?
uh, Pentagon. Yeah. Oh, 100% Pentagon. Yeah. Yeah. But in yeah. Yep. I actually have an anecdote on that. It's funny because like when I first came into the military, I went to language school at the Presidio of Monterey, right? And when I went through the at the security gate, I remember we had to like, first time in, we had to like, get ID card. I don't remember what the deal was. And we're in the security office, and there's this picture of this really hot Israeli chick on a bolo sheet. And she was basically an Israeli spy that was trying to gain access to the Presidio for some reason. And I was like, wait a second, aren't they our allies? They're like, yeah, but they spy on it. And if we had ever caught, I have no idea.
I can check if you want. Let me pop on Twitch for you.
What? Mic auxiliary 1 device. So Twitter could hear, but what? Source settings, microphone. Oh, what? Hang on, it's not. Okay, so it looks like Twitch was not getting audio. I didn't even change settings. I just opened the settings and closed the settings, and now I just opened the settings. What the fuck? It had audio like 30 minutes ago. Oh, cool. Fuck me. So I just look like a moron on Twitter and Twitch. That's great. All right. There's like fucking it's probably just bots viewing. Someone on Twitch said they couldn't hear me, and I was like, what the fuck?
Hold on, let me tell Lolly something. So when we do catch our allies spying on us, we just pack them up and send them home or send them back to their embassy. Like it just
bastard, how'd you do it?
Yeah, exactly. And there's so much, but here's the thing too, like there's so much collaboration at certain levels and across certain allies that we have, like you really just have to ask. Like in the most cases, there's really no need for it, but it does happen. It's like one of those things where it's like trust but confirm.
But like, so
I mean-
so when it comes to the whole thing of like the spying thing aside, like we all do that to each other. The reason Israel is a great ally to us is there's a multitude of ways though, beyond just the fact that hey, they share the same common interests as us. Their enemies are the same enemies that we have, and they're fighting the war, and we don't have to. Like, why fucking risk our people dealing with terrorists before they even get here? Israel's knocking them out before they even have a chance to get here for the most part. We benefit from Israel in a multitude of ways. Technologically, with regards to military technology, semiconductor technology, medical technology, all these things we benefit from having a shared partnership with Israel, whether we're investing, whether we're developing it in partnership, whether we're just straight up buying it off of them, whether they're straight up buying it off of us. We benefit in a multitude of ways from Israel, and we share a commonality and a moral structure based on the fact that they have a society based on Western moral values as opposed to everyone else in that region.
Yeah, I think the most compelling thing that came out of that argument is Western moral values, that we share the same identity, and I think a lot of people don't understand like exactly what it would be like for us to live there. Do you know what I mean? But with that being said, there was do you have any like this might get me booted, but any specific like opinion on maybe overrepresentation in maybe Hollywood or on?
I mean, to be fair, Jews literally founded Hollywood.
Yeah,
they got shut out of everything else in the media industry. They were like, "Fuck this! I'm making my own media."
You're right.
But overrepresentation when it comes to like other things, no.
Yeah.
When it comes to Congress, I know Ben Shapiro actually points out that per capita Jews are overrepresented, but I wouldn't hold that against them. I would not.
Citizenship too.
See, that's not actually as common as you'd think. That based on all the Twitter memes and shit, if you actually look up who has dual citizenship, there's a lot of senators and congressmen who have dual citizenship to a multitude of countries. And Israel, I don't even think Israel's number one for that. Like we did this a while ago where someone actually pulled it up on a stream and we were going through every single fucking congressman and senator. Yeah. And like Israel wasn't even the number one country. I believe the number one country was fucking, wasn't England. It was something in Europe. I don't remember where, but yeah, like even so, they still if you were a dual citizenship or a dual citizen, there's documents that you're required to sign that show that your loyalty is to the United States, which has a meaning to something. Whereas some people, now whether they enforce that's a different thing. Because like we've already seen, was it Rashida Tlaib? I think it was. It was like was it Rashida Tlaib or was it
No,
who
it's the other one? Ilhan Omar.
Yeah, Ilhan Omar was like, my loyalty is to Somalia. Fuck America. And it's like, fucking, excuse me? Like, hello? Hello? Anyone going to do anything about this? And they're like, no, that's fine. And then people are like, oh my God, you're also a citizen of Israel? Jews. It's like.
I got the weirdest look when I walked into her office one day.
Okay, and then I'm actually going to go. I don't want to bore you. Clearly tired. You'll get someone else up here probably better. Can you just tell me who are we? Are we going red or blue, or do you have a teased opinion on that too?
I don't. I hate both candidates, to be honest. I see, and my reasoning is I see foreign policy as more important than internal policy because how foreign policy works and how we sit on a world stage affects how internal policies can roll out and how effective they could be. And the problem is both candidates are fucking awful with foreign policy. I support Israel and I support Ukraine, but I'm not going to vote based off of one of those two things, which I don't even have an option to vote for based on one of those two things because Harris doesn't support Israel, but she kind of supports Ukraine. She's still half-assed with that like Biden. Trump supports Israel, but he would just openly, willingly hand over Ukraine to Putin if given the chance. Fucking openly admitted that Putin was going to invade and that he knew it and he did nothing about it. Oh, there was multiple times when Ukraine was bombed during his presidency and he did nothing about it. He withheld arms to Ukraine over a petty personal squabble. And because of how both the Trump administration and the Biden administration, which Kamala Harris is a part of, have handled foreign policy with regards to our allies, we are losing our place on the world stage. A specific example that I usually give is Taiwan. So with Taiwan, their previous strategy before was to hold out until the Americans get here. That's all they had to do. Pretty much like South Korea. Hold out long enough for America to get here, and then we're saved. Because of how both the Trump administration and the Biden administration have handled like Ukraine and Israel, Taiwan has openly come out in recent months and stated we can no longer rely on the United States. We've had to change our entire game strategy because Taiwan has less of an agreement than we do with Ukraine. They have absolutely zero written agreement that says we will help them in any way, shape, or form. And they've seen the writing on the wall because we've done stuff like dump money in the semiconductor manufacturing industry in the United States because we don't want to be reliant on TSMC anymore. So they see us barely helping Ukraine. They see the Biden administration flip-flopping on Israel. They see us dumping money into an industry that makes us no longer have to rely on them. And they go, oh, fuck. What do we do now? So they've had to change their strategy to the point where our own allies, South Korea, Japan, the Philippines, and Australia, have all come forth and gone, don't worry, man. Don't worry, Taiwan. We know you can't rely on the U.S. We can't really rely on them either. So if China invades, we got you. We're all in. Like, our allies have openly admitted they can't rely on us and are stepping up to fill our shoes to protect our other allies. And that's across both administrations. So I think... I don't know, man. Like, I don't like either side of the aisle right now. And I'm ashamed as an American that these are our two best options. Like, really? This is what we had to put forth?
Well, I mean, China's going to subsume Taiwan, right? They're the next superpower.
Well, China, internal documents leaked from China showing that they wanted to invade by the end of 2027. And the problem with that is China doesn't have enough troop transports. They don't have enough way to get people in multiple waves of assaults. So the way they would have to invade is a sea-based and air-based invasion. In order to do that, you have to create an over-target-rich or oversaturated target-rich environment, meaning you have to have so much stuff that it is physically impossible for everyone to shoot you down and stop you. Meaning, if 5% of my dudes get on the beach, that's enough because of how many people I have. China at this moment, with every landing craft and every aircraft they have capable, can only get about, per our assessment, for our defense assessment from 2023 at least, can only get about 20,000 people onto the shore at once in one push. And that's if nothing gets shot out of the sky or out of the water. So China, even though they have the world's largest navy, most of their navy, over half of it, is non-open seafaring ships. It's literally fishing vessels that they've said, you are in the Navy now. They can't even go into open waters. So you can't even grab the random fishing boat and just send a bunch of fucking guys on it to the beach and just hope it doesn't get shot. Now, keeping that in mind, China's been ramping up their manufacturing on specifically troop transport ships. We've actively observed that from satellite imagery and from videos on the ground. But that was also before the big scandal of their corruption, where we found out that a good chunk of their missile silos didn't even open, and that a lot of their missiles had their fuel replaced with literal water. So who knows what they're going to do and when they're going to do it.
Also,
Mhm.
that's just them getting onto the beach slowly. After that, they don't have the sustainment capabilities. It's not just about your projection of force, which the US, for instance, we have the capabilities to project our force and sustain it anywhere in the world. And most of our allies ride with us if they're going to go anywhere in the world anyway, right? Think about the size of our Navy and the capabilities of our Navy. We have 11 carrier groups, okay? So that's 11 aircraft carriers plus all the surrounding ships with them.
Mhm.
And most other countries that even have a carrier at all have one or maybe two at best. And most of those don't work. So Russia and China have junk in terms of that, and China also has a massive submarine that basically just sank, and they're trying to pull it up right now. So you combine that with the fact that they would have massive losses trying to invade Taiwan in the first place, and then what exactly would they sustain that fighting force with? So when you have a chance to kind of look up what U.S. force capabilities are in terms of both logistics, projection of force, and sustainment, and then try to find anything that's comparable amongst our so-called near peers like China and Russia, or even our allies, right? Our allies are very capable in very small doses because mostly they use our technology and they ride with us.
Yeah, why? Got it. I hear you. And I believe you 100%, not questioning that at all. Why do you think we haven't seen any nukes tossed around?
Well, specifically from like Russia, I don't think the oligarchs are willing to let Putin throw away everything they've worked for. That's just my thing. Because realistically, just one or two nukes could fucking do it and set everything off. I think that Putin sees the writing on the wall as one thing of if I do this, we're all gone, mutually assured destruction. But two, I really don't think the oligarchs would let it happen. Because think about how many of those guys have avoided just falling out of windows and are right there at the top and really are uncomfortable with how things are going right now because even the Russian public is getting really questionable of like, hey, what's going on in Kursk? Why haven't we taken this back? Why is the war on our home front? Why are all these things being silenced? Why are protests being shut down? Why are people being dragged out of factories? Like, people are starting to question stuff. Those oligarchs are getting real uncomfortable, and they've been uncomfortable for a while. So why would they allow Putin to risk everything they've worked for?
And also, Russia needs money coming in order to even finance this stuff. So if business isn't good, then
I mean, Russia's not doing well. Their North Korea troops are going to Russia right now. They're not doing.
Oh, they've been there for months. People that have been involved in this conflict have been saying this for months. Just nobody's fucking listened to us. And they're like, no, that's fucking crazy. You're just a propagandist. No one believes you. Dude, they've been there for months. They surrender though. It's funny. They surrender every time they get hit with artillery. They're like, oh God, oh fuck, I give up. But one of the other main things is that Russia's suffering from, which may end up screwing them, is do you know what Russia's unemployment rate is right now?
No idea. Not good is my guess.
It's 1%.
Oh, they need people. Yeah.
You can't have too low of an. You cannot have too low of an unemployment rate. That is bad.
Right.
That is really, really bad. So they are having a severe shortage, dude. Putin literally. This is real. You can Google this. Putin made a law where they want women to have as much, like women who still are ovulating, to have as much sex as possible at work.
At work.
On breaks, yeah. No, so like imagine you're a soldier. Imagine you're a soldier on the front line. You open up your phone to the news. And you're like, guess my girlfriend is going to be required by law to plow every dude at work during her break.
that's wacky.
Like they actually are having a population shortage.
No, they are. It'll never be. I was looking at it. It'll never be a good time to move to Russia because they're always going to be sending the men off to war.
Oh, they like to pull from their minority communities because whether they like to admit it or not, they enjoy having a Russian white ethno-state. Like Navalny, the opposition to Putin, which was the best option that they had, was still openly a white supremacist who wanted a white Russian ethno-state. Openly admitted it. Like, one of his biggest supporting groups was the RVC, or the Russian Volunteer Corps, the white supremacists that literally used the PewDiePie hand symbol. I couldn't believe they did that. They used a PewDiePie bro fist on their flag, and they were advertising as Russians against Russia and fighting. They were trying to fight alongside the Ukrainians. Fuck, I was there when they popped up, and the Ukrainian military was like, "Please, for the love of God, tell us if you see them. We don't know where the fuck they are. We don't know if they're in our land. Please help." Like, that's their only other option. A guy who wants a Russian white ethno-state and sends all the minorities to the front line first, but lies about it, or the guy that openly admits it and still wants the same thing.
Yeah.
Like one of the reasons the Muslim community in the world, the ones that aren't living in the West, the actual Muslims in the Middle East, one of the reasons they're pissed off at Russia, and like why IS is pissed off at Russia and did that big attack on them, multiple attacks. One of the communities they pull for Dagestan. It's an oblast that is predominantly Muslim. It's the second largest population of Muslims outside of the Middle East. They predominantly pull their conscripts from that region. Like, there's a multitude of reasons why they're like extra fucked right now. But it's time will tell if they hold out until their population swallows themselves from within.
And then on top of that, Lolly, back to your nuclear question. So one of
Oh shit! I forgot we were nukes.
Yeah. Well, one of the very interesting things that we have seen now is that we're able to take ballistic missiles out in space, right? You know, the Iranian launch of ballistic missiles at Israel has given the opportunity to test out these types of systems. In the U.S., we have systems. We've had systems for a while that we know can pretty much do that, but it's like it's now proven. and it's now proven publicly. And so that changes in many ways the status quo that nuclear weapons sort of guarantee. Now it's kind of like, if we can get to the point where through defensive technologies we render those types of attacks inert or effectively inert, right? What exactly is the key bargaining chip with some of these really belligerent nations that are basically just toddlers screaming and screeching and rattling their sabers at this point?
Well, yeah, I was going to kind of throw this in, but have you guys, it's suggested that the U.S. has pretty advanced technology that we're not aware of. Have you guys seen Ashton Forbes on Twitter?
Yeah, I know about a lot of technology that I can't even speak on, and even I know that I don't know shit about everything else. Like,
yeah, there's apparently a lot of stuff out there that, like, nukes might not even be, like...
Dog, in the fucking 90s, we had Humvees with giant sound systems on them that were so powerful that you couldn't hear them right in front of it, but if you were standing about a mile away, it would literally make your ears bleed.
Yeah, we had the voice of God too. There's a lot of stuff.
I love a
but
lot
all right,
of
hey,
voices.
I'm gonna go. Thank you guys. I
All
really
right.
appreciate. Just wanted to get the information.
No problem. Have a good night.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't understand, like, these most recent conflicts, as far as Israel's concerned, Ukraine, all this saber rattling with North Korea and China, it's basically exposed everything that we already knew. I mean, we already knew we were decades ahead of them in terms of all technology, not to mention the size of our forces, the capabilities, right? But now it's proven, and it's proven publicly. It's proven to themselves. And it's getting to the point where it's like, all right, look, we've stood by as the US and our allies, and we've allowed a certain amount of wiggle room, right? Which we really didn't need to for diplomacy's sake. And now it's time to get behind, what should be global security and sort of congruence in terms of collaboration, diplomacy, and global trade, a focus on global trade, things like this, without all of this saber rattling, because that's all it is at this point. It's all proven to just be, in the big scheme of things, saber rattling when it's compared to what our capabilities are.
Can't they basically turn nukes into massive EMPs? Well, actually, EMPs are usually nukes. EMPs are nuclear explosion within the atmosphere that set off a chain reaction that fucks electronics. Hero, what's up?
You can take out infrastructure for years.
Hey, what's up, man? Can I just respond to the topics up there?
What's on your mind?
So I totally support us supporting Ukraine, 100%. But when it comes to Israel, I'm sure you would agree that it's a little more nuanced, don't you think?
A country that has been asking to be left alone since its beginning, has been repeatedly attacked, shares our Western values, helps us develop technologically, medically, and militarily, trains with us. We benefit from them. We make money off of them. They've offered peace to their neighbors. They've made peace with most of them, except for the few that refuse to accept that they exist and want to unalive all the Jews. So, I mean, how much more nuance do you want to get?
Could it be that you might have a little bit of a bias because they are our allies?
Well, I 100% have a bias. I'm not going to hide that, but I'm also factual in what I state.
Well, but here's the problem with that fact. You said a country that just wants to be left alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and I'm fine with that, but it's not leaving others alone.
Like who?
Like immediately the Palestinians. I mean, you think they don't want to be left alone?
So what did Israel do that you are giving? Give me an example of Israel not leaving the Palestinians alone.
So before October 7th,
Mm-hmm.
and I would follow this from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
They just randomly go in there whenever they want, and let's say they suspect someone of being a T. They take down the entire building with the guy's family.
That's not true, and that also wouldn't be random. It wouldn't be if it's hey, we've investigated, we believe this person to be a terrorist member, and you go in and snatch them up. That's not random. That's I have reason to believe that this person is a terrorist, therefore I am going to investigate. I'm going to go snatch him up and we're going to interrogate him. They don't just bulldoze. They don't just they do. They
Sam,
document this
please.
stuff.
They don't snatch him up. They throw a missile on the entire building and knock
That's
him down.
no.
They did
That's
it with Salah Shahada. They did it with
no.
look,
No, the people that are suspected of being terrorists don't just get a missile thrown at their house. And the people that get their houses destroyed when they are found out to be team members there is a rule that even the Palestinian Authority agreed to, that if a terrorist member living in the West Bank is found out that their family lives there, and like let's say Mickey lives in the West Bank in Area A or Area B. If he goes into Israel and commits a terrorist attack, Israel investigates and finds out, oh shit, he's from the West Bank, they have full authorization in agreement with the Palestinian Authority to go in and bulldoze that family's home if they suspect the family knew about it. If the family knew about it, was like, hey, you were a team member.
Security sweeps. They do random security sweeps just to do.
Where?
You know what force projection is? You know how police go into a neighborhood to basically show force projection, like we run shit here? That's what the Israelis do in the West Bank constantly. I mean,
In what areas?
Why not?
In what areas?
First off, that doesn't happen, but yes. So
In,
what?
in what areas does that happen?
well, it goes back to the fact that we're saying that Sam said Israel just wants to be left alone.
In what
And
area
I'm
does that
saying-
happen?
I'm saying that they're not leaving others alone in many cases.
You mean
that's why
you
they're
mean
getting
they're
blowback.
going you mean they're going in to investigate people and arrest people for terrorist attacks from a people that their government literally pays them to attack them. The Palestinian Authority has the Pay for Slay program where they literally pay people to attack Israel and Jews. Are we just going to ignore that part? Like that, I feel like that's a massive precursor where you wouldn't have to go in and investigate and arrest people if the government of those people wasn't literally paying them to attack you.
Also, look at it this way, Hero. A lot of people like to think of it as Israel's controlling the PA or controlling the Palestinians in terms of water, resources, or security, when in reality, if you can look at it a different way, Israel is being forced to cover down on the PA's incompetencies. That's why they're invited inside to these different areas by the PA. They have to cover down for what the PA isn't able to do for itself and its people, and refuses to do in some cases, or what they exacerbate themselves. So Israel's having to make up for the incompetence of this government that is running these territories.
Zadie, I'm assuming you're from Israel or you're Jewish?
No, but I am very involved in the region on a professional level as well as personal.
Okay. I think the root cause of all of this is the difference between Israel and Ukraine is that Ukraine's legitimacy isn't in question.
It 100% is from the Russian perspective. The Russian
but
perspective,
most of
and
the
even
world-
no, because the entire Arab world, for the most part, supports Russia and believes that Ukraine should not be a country and that they are not a legitimate country. So
What
it's
Arab country believes that?
most of the Palestinians, most of the Lebanese, most of the Syrians. They vastly
What
support
Arab
most of the
government-
Iranians.
What Arab government believes that?
IRGC, Assad, Hamas, Hezbollah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't see people around the world.
Dude, you've
protesting
been-
Ukraine's existence.
Cool.
Well,
That's
like,
because you don't pay
there's a-
attention to
there's a serious-
geopolitics.
But Sam, here's the point.
But
There's a
you're just
serious-
wrong. But hang on, but you're
there's a
just
ser-
wrong.
No,
This
okay,
to
just listen
exist.
to me for a second.
Dude, you've
There's a-
been on this stream plenty of times. I know who you
there's a
are.
se-
You've been
I'll
here.
Say one more thing, and then I'll drop. I'll
No,
voluntarily
I don't.
drop.
I don't want you to drop. You just. What I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand where you've been up here for multiple hours at a time. Multiple hours.
I've been here twice.
We've had you up here where you have gone down the route of, well, I think it's Israel's fault. Well, I think this, I think that, and we've shown you no, it's because they hate Jews. And we showed you ample evidence to support that. We showed you them saying it out loud, and you still would not believe it. So I don't
Sam,
get how
it-
you still
no,
haven't realized
okay,
that.
I get
Israel
that
wants to
point,
be
but-
left alone. If the people stopped hating Jews, they would be left alone.
And I want
It's
to address
that
this.
simple.
You're
Yes.
Come on, man.
Yes.
I wanna
If they
directly
no,
address-
hang on, Mickey. If they stopped attacking the Jews would not have to defend themselves. It's that simple. It really is.
And Hero, I'm going to address what you just said as far as legitimacy. Ultimately, I'm going to start from the top down, right? when it comes to Israel's legitimacy and people questioning it around the world, who the fuck cares, bro? Like, it's a country, it's a state, it has trade, it has laws, it has immigration, it has people that emigrate. It is on the world stage, okay? It is literally a state that exists at this point. Now, we can take that to the next tier, right? It's not, and again, I'm going to point this out, it doesn't matter what other people think about its legitimacy, it exists. Now, let's keep going down. The next tier to that is none of these other countries in the Middle East existed until about the same time as Israel. No one's out here running around crying and screeching about their legitimacy and all of the issues that they have. Okay, this is how we know it's about the Jews.
And a majority of countries in the world recognize Israel. A majority of countries in the world recognize Ukraine. But there is still a small section of the world, the people causing the problems, that don't recognize either. Again, someone in Twitch chat even pointed out correctly, Putin literally wrote in an entire fucking memoir of why everything's going on about how Ukraine should not even be a legitimate country. Like,
well, Sam, even if the entire world agrees to Israel's existence, the most important people, the ones that are its neighbors, have a problem with it.
Yeah,
I mean,
because they hate Jews.
Well, oh my God.
Cool. I'm gonna read you. We've had you probably for over 4 hours in total.
It has nothing to do with the land. It's just they hate Jews.
They didn't want to be under. They didn't want. Okay, let me read you a quote from Fatih Hamad, one of the leaders of Hamas in 2019. Quote: "Our patience is running out." Hang on, Mickey. Hang on. Our patience is running out, or has run out. We are on the verge of exploding. If this siege is not undone, we will explode in the faces of our enemy with God's permission and glory. The explosion is not only going to be in Gaza, but also in the West Bank and abroad, if God wills it. But our brothers are still preparing, or our brothers outside in the diaspora are still preparing. They're trying to prepare. They're warming up. A long time has passed them warming up. All of you, 7 million Palestinians abroad, enough of the warming up. You have Jews everywhere, and we must attack every Jew on the globe by way of slaughter and unaliving if God permits. Enough of the warming up. They hate Jews. I don't know how many more times I have to tell you they hate Jews.
H group hates Jews. I agree.
Yes, Hamas, the elected governing authority of the Palestinian people that has a vast majority support.
I mean, listen, man. H group hates Jews. I'm with you there, okay? But the vast majority of Palestinians don't abide by everything Hamas says, man. Do you follow everything your government says?
So if I show you a poll where if I show you a poll where a vast majority of Palestinians say they supported the attack on October 7th, are you going to take that back?
I'm going to say that poll has been probably tampered with.
Even though it was run
by special interests.
Hang on, even if the poll was run by Palestinians in the West Bank?
How would the Palestinians in the West Bank know what the Palestinians in Gaza?
Wait, wait, hang on, Mickey, hang on. Hero, are you implying that there's no way to communicate with anyone in Gaza?
After October 7th, very difficult.
My man, they literally fucking they literally live stream on TikTok.
When was that poll taken?
The polls are done regularly.
They're done very regularly for years. What is it called?
So you're saying in the chaos of Gaza, where people can't even manage to get a grain of
that's not true at all. That's not true at all. Hero, I have shown you the videos and the evidence from the Palestinians that they are getting aid and food. You know this. We both know that I've shown you the charts and the proof that there is food and aid getting in. Don't even go down that route.
If a piece of bread gets, I saw a video today of like 100, 200 people clamoring for like 5 loaves of bread. Yes, there's food getting in, but there's very, very little. I mean, come on, man.
No, it's not very little. It's not very little.
I've actually consulted on this. I can tell you what the issues are. Okay, the issue, the bottleneck, just with like anything else when it comes to food in the world, is distribution. Distribution is the key to food security, right? Not just production, but distribution. Now, once
73% of Palestinians agree with October 7th. That was done September. Oh wow, last month.
So 2 2 months ago. And how many
No,
people? were
last
killed?
month.
How many Palestinians
Over
in
over
Gaza?
2,000 in Gaza and over 2,000 in the West Bank, which is almost the same amount as when American polls are done for a far larger population. It's
And
very
what was the
accurate
name of
polling with
this
a plus or minus of 1.5. Hang on.
What organization did this poll?
The Palestinian Center for Policy and Survey Research, based out of Ramallah.
Yep. And they've done these for years. You can look up their website and go back and look at the data.
PCPSR.org.
Yes.
I think people need to look into that organization and see.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not, because there's interests
So
in
you don't
polls,
trust
man. There's
Palestinians, is what
there's
So the
listen,
organization that openly admits they hate Israel, you think they need to be investigated for siding with Israel?
yeah, I mean it's possible. It's possible.
Hey, Hero, look, I know you've never done like even a superficial level of research on this stuff, but I'll help you out here.
This stuff is
Let's go back to-
complicated, man.
It's not. It's really not.
No, you want to
actually
make
isn't.
it simple, but it's complicated.
Okay, you know what? Sam, I'll give him some credit. Sometimes it's simpler for us because it just gets to points where it's intuitive, because some of us have done this professionally for a couple of decades. In other cases, we're just really good fucking researchers with some experience, like Sam here. Like, bro, Hero, let me tell you.
Here,
something.
also, here, get this. Hang on. One more important thing. There's another important thing from this thing, Mickey. For humanitarian conditions, figure number 2 in the study, they said, do you have sufficient food for 2 days? Meaning, do you have like 2 days of food before you have to go back and get more? 69% said yes. So, wow.
Sam,
love that.
you know,
Screenshot that and send it to me. I'm
the
just gonna
only
start posting that
poll
every
that
time.
would come out of there that's unbiased would be a poll from an outside party, not from Israel Palestine. There has to be an outside
They're
poll.
literally the
The
Palestinian.
United Nations, the Red Cross,
polling
somebody
themselves.
with some credibility.
You mean like the
No one
UN?
from-
You mean like the UN chart that I showed you that shows all the food and aid going in that you've seen multiple times?
I didn't see that chart.
Oh, dope!
But
Here,
anyway,
no, I'll pull it up because I've shown it before, and apparently you've just magically forgotten.
but I'll go down so you can bring another guest. But I suggest
Hero.
Sam,
Hero,
I
have you ever
suggest
read-
you
have
at
you ever
least say
read- have you
Israel
ever
is
read- dude,
maybe good or bad.
This is
Good guy,
this is
bro.
this is from UNRWA. This is from UNRWA. This is a daily. It's Gaza supplies and dispatching tracking. This is from UNRWA and the UN. UN verifies it. Before the Rafah operation, they were counting all trucks, private industry, and everything. After the Rafah operation, which is what we're looking at right now, they only track specifically UN trucks and not international organization trucks. So
This is UN website? This is UN website?
yes, this is UNRWA.
And,
This is literally, you could see it at the top there. Look at the top left.
UNRWA is literally the
Okay,
UN
so what
Palestine.
is happening, man? Why are we seeing videos of people clamoring for like a loaf of bread?
Dude, you can think about this. Think about that. Do you ever heard the term forest for, you can't see the forest for the trees?
Yeah.
Okay, so in photography, even in basic photography, you zoom in, right? Usually pictures where you zoom into a very specific piece of an object, right, is usually the picture that gains the most attention, right? If you zoom out and you get the big picture, right, you see a lot of additional pieces of context that you didn't notice before, right? So what you're seeing in some of these videos, first off, some of these videos are very real and very raw, and I get it. A lot of these videos are out of context. They don't give you the bigger picture. And then on top of that, there are basically set videos where they set these situations up, and in some cases do it over and over and over again. There are now websites where they are tracking some of the people that do the same performative things over and over.
Oh, Zeddy, come on, man. Get out of here.
Hey,
That's
hang on, here.
ridiculous.
I'll give you an example.
That's
I'll give you an example. Hero. I'm sure you saw the video of the little girl that was starving, or not starving, that was carrying her little sister the other day. Did you see that video?
Yes, I saw
Yeah.
that.
Would you be surprised to learn that she's also been in 4 other videos doing the exact same thing from multiple months ago that just didn't blow up? They didn't get popular.
Okay, so she's carrying her.
No.
wounded
It's the
sister around.
exact same script. It's the exact same script in all 4 videos of her. Oh, I'm carrying my injured sister. We don't know where our parents are. Blah blah blah. We need a ride. It's the exact same script in all 4 videos. We're using the same 2 children multiple times over multiple months, filmed by the same people. Except the first 4 videos didn't blow up and get a bunch of views.
Okay, let's say that is true.
No, wait, wait.
What
No,
about the
let's
video? What
let's
about the
not say
videos?
it. No, let's not
Okay,
say it's true.
because
Let's
because
not
you're
say
trying to
no.
deflect.
Stop. Let's not say it's true. It is true. You are wrong. Look, you could look up Gazawood on Twitter. They have an entire Twitter account dedicated to calling out fake bullshit the Palestinians film. Fuck, there was people doing a like an artistic fucking like an artistic like people do in fucking New York where they sit there and they pour blood all over themselves. They fake stuff.
Pulling beheaded kids out of rubble, is that stage 2?
You mean like the depends. Some of them have been, some of them haven't.
Oh my God! Sam, come on,
Hero,
man.
hero.
Don't be so
There is
goddamn
evidence.
jealous.
Hero, there is literally a receipt to prove that shortly before October 7th, UNRWA themselves purchased 40,000 fake baby dolls.
Dude, are you?
No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. There's actual receipts for that. There's actual receipts.
All right, give me a second.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Here's the
I
thing. Here's the
mean,
thing.
come
Hero,
on.
Hero, hang on, Mickey. I don't want to hear a goddamn word from you, dude. I've shown you this stuff multiple times. This is literally from UNRWA showing all the aid going in. You still
are
don't
saying
believe it.
They bought 40 babies.
40,000.
So they could
40,000. Yes.
baby dolls to stick into rubble and pull it out of the rubble with cameras to say,
Dude,
come on,
I
man.
want you
Are
to go
nuts?
to Gazawood on Twitter, and I want you to look at it with an unbiased mentality, and I want you to actually listen to the things they are saying. When they go, look, this person who is dead was also seen being unalived in an attack 5 days prior in the same clothes by the same person. Wow, it's amazing, but there are 3 different locations now. Wow, so which one's real? Oh, they're not unalived. They're fucking acting. Go and look at that shit. Do literally any ounce of research other than, no, they would never. You have such a fucking
the videos I've
childish
seen-
mentality on this
the
shit.
videos I've seen is not acting.
Hero.
Please don't be. Please don't even. That's so disrespectful to say something like that.
Hero,
To the people that are dying.
I don't care.
Stop for a second. Hold on. Hero, stop
Obviously,
for a
you
second.
don't.
Hero, it's time for you to listen to Zaddy. Hold on. Listen to Zaddy for a second. I need you to understand that a lot of what you see on social media, real or not, staged or not, repeated or not, or a 10-second clip of a 30-second video where it is strategically cut or strategically angled or whatever. Yes, there are the horrors of war, which most of you never paid attention to until now for some odd reason, okay? But let's put that to the side for a second, okay? And there's more horrors of war going on in Sudan by any metric. But let's put that all to the side for a second, okay? You need to understand how strategic communications works, aka information operations, aka propaganda. Sometimes people leverage and exaggerate certain things or certain angles, certain moments in time in order to gain an emotional response over and over and over again from an audience that is too tied to their particularly cheaply set up algorithm at this point on social media that your confirmation bias is overwhelmed. Okay? Understand that you have to watch these videos with a critical eye. Yes, there are the horrors of war in your face, but you could be looking at the horrors of war coming out of Sudan. You could have been watching them coming out of Syria. You could see some horrors of war that affected hundreds of thousands of people. All right, hundreds of thousands of unalived individuals, and by far worse, and by far like real atrocities. Okay, nobody worried about that. Now, what Sam is saying is true. There is a lot of stuff that is set up or set on repeat. Now, in contrast, I want you to look at all that with a critical eye, and then also contrast the outcomes in these videos and things that you're seeing. Some of them real, but still strategic. All right, with things like these Instagram famous kids. There's these 2, I can't remember if they're cousins or brothers, but they do these daily posts about how they're getting along in a war zone. They're going to go find stuff for their video games. They're going to go find some spices for the food that they're going to make. They're going to go and collect some chairs. They're going to sell some candy. I don't know, whatever. They do these daily tasks and routines, and they're in and out of buildings. The areas that they're in are not completely bombed out. So it makes you think about the fact that oftentimes the photographs and the videos, again, are strategic angles, are of areas that, yes, are bombed out over and over and over again. All right, they're not showing you the entire and clear picture. And then on top of that, you have, hold on, you have these so-called journalists that are quite literally bona fide propagandists for Hamas who make these audacious claims about firing squads and 400 children unalive all at once and all kinds of audacious claims, and it is false.
Hero, I
It
bet
is
you, I bet you
So
believe, I
the
bet you
thing
believe
is,
the New York Times article of children being sniped in the head, didn't you?
I believe the doctors' accounts who
Would
come
would
out
you
and
would
say
you
we have bullet holes in
hang on?
children's
So
heads.
hang on. So would it change your idea on that if it was proven that the photos they used were not actually from Gaza but from a Chinese subreddit in 2021
They were still fake.
from cadaver
mean-
testing, by the way? Would that change your mind? Be honest. Be honest.
the
Don't
thing
lie.
is- the
Hang on.
thing is- the
Just,
thing is-
I don't want you to answer anything else. If I showed you that the main evidence that they presented, because their main evidence, other than trust you, bro, their main evidence was these X-ray photos, but the X-ray photos they gave were proven false. Does that change
No,
how
the
you
main
look at that?
evidence- Well, no, because the main evidence is from testimonies.
No,
of doctors on
that's
the
not
front lines.
evidence. That is source.
That is
Trust me, bro.
evidence.
No, hearsay is not evidence.
Sam, so a doctor, a renowned doctor who goes into Gaza with a renowned organization, works there for 3-4 months in a hospital, comes out and says, we have children coming in with bullet holes in their necks and their heads.
Except that's not what they said. Except that's not what they said.
Literally,
That's not what they said. What they said was the IDF is sniping children in the head. Here's our proof.
With a baby with a bullet in his head.
Yeah, and the X-rays were false. They were fake. Which again brings me back in a circle. If I showed to you proof that those X-rays are not even from Gaza, does that not make you go, "Wow, do I trust these people anymore?"
The thing is, you take one thing and extrapolate it.
No,
to
no, no,
the
no,
whole
no, 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 no,
situation.
no,
You say,
no.
"Look,
No,
this
hero,
X-ray
hero,
is
hero,
false,
hero.
therefore no
Stop,
kids
stop,
are
stop,
getting
hero.
shot."
That's not what I said. Stop making shit up on my behalf.
That's what you're trying to do.
No. What I am saying is these doctors said IDF is sniping children. Here is our evidence. Hey, bud, actually your evidence is fake. Here's the proof. Well, about that, let's just not talk about that. Does that not take into account does that not make you question their credibility when their own stop? I'm talking.
Okay, sorry.
Their own evidence, their main evidence. They said, "We don't listen to what we say. Look at the proof. Here it is. I'm shoving it in your face." And you prove that evidence is a flat out lie. Why would you believe literally anything else they say? I don't care who it is. I don't care what position they are. If they show you evidence and you prove that evidence is lie, why would you listen to anything they say ever again?
I don't. But the fact is, I don't listen to your side either, because let me tell you why. Can I tell you why? Because
No.
even visual
the children. Dude, this is not to even denigrate those that are concerned about children. We are concerned about the children. I have 2 individuals in Gaza that I check on whenever I have a chance. They're trying to stay out of this mess. Okay. There are Israelis who have friends amongst the Gazans. Okay. Even with a majority population that supports, doing October 7th massacres over and over again, you do have good people there that are trying to stay out of the way. But what doesn't help is lying and exaggerating. Okay, the horrors of war are very real, but lying and exaggerating undermines the help that they could receive, the negotiations that could be done on their behalf, those that are actually affected. And it also is a blood libel against, guess what? The Jews. When you guys say that they're coming through,
I hate
and
the way you
snatching
said libel.
organs- libel. when people
Libel.
were making the claim that they were digging up a bunch of like weeks old, days old bodies and snatching organs out of unalived Palestinians, that was not only a blood libel. All right, it was scientifically illiterate for people to even say that. Medically and scientifically illiterate of you guys to say that shit. And then you come up with this other thing, Bassam claiming to her pro-Pally friends on here that there are firing squads lining up men and women in the north of Gaza, and they are spewing this shit all over the pro-Pally TikTok here without any regard for the validity or veracity of such a claim, or the audacity of such a claim.
Since he didn't want to listen again, I'll show this, though. This is the image that was used as their number one proof. This image, which when you look at I can't zoom into the full one right now, but when you look at this image, there's no entry wound, there's no wound cavity, there's no bullet deformation. A bullet of that caliber, even when falling through the air, is not going to just stop in a child's skull without creating any sort of wound. All of this was there, but guess what? Look at this. Look, this is a reverse image search. Where is this from? r/news with Jing Jing, November 30th, 2021. It's not even from Gaza. The people that said, trust me, bro, couldn't even provide evidence that proved they were telling the truth.
And I don't think a lot of these people understand the implicit bias that is found within NGOs and groups like this as well. Like, good on some of these people that don't lie, that go to these places, go to the front line and provide a service to people in need. But I have worked with many of them, and they do have extreme bias that is based in no small part on the realities that they see, but their bias leans towards the people that they're serving, even if there is a larger reality that they're ignoring. So, like, a lot of people were trying to argue, like some pro-Pally, like Iraq, I don't know, like some pro-Pally was like trying to argue with me. I've worked with NGOs and they are all neutral. I'm like, then you've never worked with NGOs, because I have. People that work for NGOs, again, good people, they are not neutral politically or geopolitically or whatever. They're just like anybody else, where they have their own biases, where they, good on them, good hearts, they want to protect people or whatever they're trying to do, whatever their job is. But they also report things that are exaggerated or false in some cases, or out of despising the the other belligerents in the equation. Despisement, is that even a word?
I don't know. Oh, look, the Nazis found my post talking about me being banned. Great.
Oh, look at that.
Shocker.
All right, again, everyone, I want you to start
What
encouraging
the hell?
Sam.
Where did you just come from? There's a
to make a
moth just
podcast.
like came out of nowhere. What? Why are you up there? Fuck. Tell the ceiling.
Hey, Sam.
What?
Golda wants to come up and go on video with Ryan for a second
Hang on.
to show you how big he is.
I gotta kill a moth. Hang on. Where did it go?
All right, give it a second.
I lost it.
I think I can. There you go. I
I
got
lost
her.
it. Fuck me, the moth is
He's in
gone.
bed. I have a picture.
Wait, Ryan's.
Well, I thought you were
I'm
still-
sorry.
I thought
Did
you
you
were
just
with me.
say? Did you just say you were with Ryan? You want to show how big he is, but he's in bed?
No, oh my god. Jesus Christ. I'm out
That's
here.
what I
You
heard.
have not heard
I'm
yourself.
with you right now.
Okay.
Everyone is big compared to you.
Oh my goodness, Sam.
What? I'm going
I
off
really
what
thought
you
were gonna
said.
come on live
Yeah, I
with
know, but I see
Ryan.
things
Like, what's the point of showing a
innocently,
picture of Ryan? We've all seen Ryan.
and you took it in a different direction.
Aw, that is cute.
Let's see. Yeah, he's fucking
Oh my
massive.
God. I was so excited to take this picture because Sarah and I look like the midget brigade.
It's
next to
Santa.
You guys are funny.
See, someone in chat said it sounded wrong. See,
I know. I did the same thing yesterday with Jamal. Oh my god. I'm just gonna get off the line.
Yeah, you better leave while you're ahead, dude.
Do you know how often wouldn't I do this? It's totally innocent, guys. It's innocent. Stop
How
it.
often do you do this?
Oh, Jesus Christ, Mickey. Stop.
That's not what she said.
Okay, no, cowboy. I'm with you on a live out on my balcony.
Why don't you just go and knock on his door and be like, hey, Ryan, I know you're kind of trying to sleep, but like I wanted to go on live with you.
There's like literally a chance he's listening to this right now.
Ryan, if you're in the
Well, I don't know if he follows my backup account.
Yeah, true.
He basically told me he was gonna flip through TikTok.
Yeah, I'll call him real quick.
You gonna call him?
Oh shit, dude! I wish I could have been there, bro. I'm so sad.
Yeah, you missed out.
I
Why
know.
can I not? Oh, there we go.
You can still come. He's here till Thursday.
That's what she said.
Oh my god.
I will come.
All of you. Fuck all of you. I swear to God.
Yes,
You would want to do
exactly.
that, Golda.
I hate you so much. I hate you.
Golda.
I'm just gonna wait and see what she says next.
Nothing. I'm keeping it zipped.
That's also what she said.
Stop.
Golda, you could end this by not saying these things.
I'm just gonna drop. I can't.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Thank
What
you.
is that flag? Esther, what is that flag next to the flower? I don't recognize it. What flag is that?
Wait, Golda, don't drop yet. I'm cropping something on my screen and I need you to stay here for reference.
Oh no.
No, so I'm setting up the Twitch overlay, but I'm like trying to make sure that I have the boxes of the guests in the stream. So I gotta make sure I crop the guest boxes correctly. What? Something just happened on Twitch, but I had no idea what just happened. I blocked my alert. What just happened? Oh, someone raided me. Oh, thank you.
No, did you just write the word Thailand and that flag popped up?
Yeah. That's how I was checking it for sure. I guess we can check this pretty easily.
Oh God.
No, we went out for sushi with Coach and Sarah and Mark Jillian.
Mm-hmm.
And
Neat.
then we met up with Rafe for a beer.
Hello, people from the raid. Today's been a really shitty day.
Why?
I got permabanned.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, 45,000 followers gone instantly.
Wait, there's someone you can call for that.
Ghostbusters? Who?
No, other people have had their accounts permabanned and returned.
Yeah, I'll try. So, Golda, here's how I know my account is being targeted, though. Every single comment I made was being taken down. Every single one, regardless of what it was. I had to appeal everything. So I wrote the word "really?" ? That got taken down for community guidelines violations. I wrote, someone wrote "Free Palestine." I said "from Hamas?" ? That got taken down for bullying and harassment. I was losing appeals left and right. I had over 20 comment violations of the most mundane, random bullshit that made no sense.
Yeah, I got taken down for commenting.
But
about
but you know what? The guy that came into my live and said he wanted to behead me and my family and come shoot me. Nope, that's totally fine.
Dude, I had them tell me to go back to the ovens and call me the K-word. Reported
Yes.
it, nothing happened. Then I posted the video of the guy saying
Thanks for the
it,
follow,
and it got
guys on
taken
Twitch.
down.
Yeah, so for Twitch chat, yes. Basically, for a good 3-week period, I had the most anti-Semitic comment section on all of TikTok, because the Palestinian community thought that I was Jewish. So I had over 10,000 comments saying to, I'm sorry for the TikTok language, by the way, and how it sounds like I'm talking to a child. I had over 10,000 comments in a 3-week period across a couple of videos saying H-Man was right, unalive all the Jews, you deserve to be thrown in an oven, go put on your striped pajamas, over 500 direct messages of death threats. They even did a facial structure analysis of me. They took a screenshot of my face from one of my videos, and measured the proportions of my face to determine that I was secretly a Jew. That's all fine.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, that's all fine. But me writing really question mark or using a random emoji, that is not allowed. There's some anti-Israel Twitch streamers. Oh, fucking Hassan. Is Hassan one of them? Because I would like to fucking wipe the floor with the goddamn terrorist.
Hey, Sam, you're a wannabe Jew.
You too. You too.
Me? No, I'm just trying to be a good goy for some.
Oh,
nice
you
Jewish
mean
girl.
people your size? I mean, sure, dude. I'll take anyone. I debated plenty of larger people, like, and I usually it doesn't mean much for fucking Twitch, but like on TikTok, I had 45,000 followers and I was usually getting like 300 viewers at a time for my live stream. Now I'm on my backup account and I'm at fucking 20 viewers.
What's Twitch?
Twitch is a live streaming platform that started out as a video game streaming platform.
Are you serious,
cool.
Golda?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why don't you tend to wait? Why you don't tend to suspect Israel doing this to throw guilt on pro-Gaza people? Do you have anything to prove otherwise? Because what we do have is proof of internal documents and group text messages and Discord leaks that show that TikTok has a severe pro-Palestinian bias, to where they allow some stuff from other people, but they don't allow anything from the pro-Israeli side. So like there's actual tangible evidence to suggest that they are intentionally doing this against the pro-Israeli side, but there's nothing really to suggest that against the pro-Palestinian side. Does Gen Z not know what Twitch is? Golda, what generation are you?
Elder millennial. I'm 38 years old.
Fucking Christ.
Yep.
What's it
Hey.
called? Not But Ugly wrote, to be fair, Sam, Nick is live right now. If he wasn't live, your
I
viewers
was
would
live
miss-
before him and it wasn't any better.
Yeah. Well, it was at 60. I mean,
Yeah.
You still might get an influx.
No, because I'm going to go to bed in like 30 minutes.
Oh, that's right. You're
Yeah, I'm on day shift schedule right now.
okay. Who wants to raise emus with me?
Oh my goodness.
I'm looking at emu videos.
Jesus.
Why?
They have emus in New Jersey.
I know
Yeah.
lots of Zoomers on Twitch.
People raise them all over the states. There's some people that raise them in Puerto Rico too. They're so fucking hilarious too. Like I would not want to eat them.
I heard wasn't there somewhere where like the emus were taking over? Is that Australia?
Oh yeah, that was Australia. They actually tried to kill them off with like machine guns and stuff.
Man, Israelis do this, pretend to be opposite camp, and act crazy hateful to seem like pro-Palestine are that. Malibu, hang on. I'm reading something, Golda.
Oh.
Malibu County, can you give me an example of that happening? Can you link me to something or show me proof of that actually happening? Because yes, there are outlier people that do that, but you really don't have to do that with the pro-Palestinian community, especially considering the amount of daily death threats I get. I did a live stream where I was talking about Nasrallah being unalive, the leader of Hezbollah. I had no less than 30 people in one live stream come up and threaten to behead me.
Hey, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is more toward Zaddy on this one,
Mm-hmm.
but with the amount of like, I'm seeing the same thing from that you're going through the same thing that you are. I just have obviously less followers and whatnot, but with such as yourself, Nick, Window, Hemar, PG, all the major live creators and whatnot. I'm kind of wondering, isn't this grounds for a class action against TikTok?
Wait, you can't talk about that on TikTok, cowboy.
I don't think so.
What's that?
You shouldn't talk about this on the app.
My
I don't know.
my non-professional opinion is probably not.
That's not true, but you shouldn't talk about it on the app. Cowboy, if you want to message me privately, we can talk about it.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. You know what? We're surrounded by Jews who know good lawyers, so we should figure this out.
Or are they the lawyers?
That's what I mean.
Where is
Somehow.
Braca?
She's on Nick's live, probably.
God damn it,
Yeah, I
woman.
think she is.
What's the story with the children shot in the head? I don't know for sure. Okay, so the story with the children that were shot in the head was that a bunch of doctors from international organization Doctors Without Borders who went to Gaza put out a paper, and like 65 of them put out a document saying, hey, we are seeing children being sniped. They explicitly said sniped in the head by the IDF. They said, this is all our anecdotal evidence, so here's our proof. We will provide you proof other than our statement. The proof they offered was a couple x-rays. 3 of them in particular. The one that I have on the screen right now is the main x-ray that they said was proof. They said, this is proof of an x-ray that we took in Gaza that is of a child that has been sniped to the head by the IDF. But here's the problem. Before we even get to what you see here with the reverse image search, the image shows 0 bullet deformation. There is 0 entry hole. There is 0 wound cavity. There is 0 any indication of a bullet entering the skull cavity in any way, shape, or form. And then on top of that, their main image that they used as proof is literally from a Chinese subreddit in 2021. Which takes away literally all credibility they have. Yeah, I bet the 20K people in London and Sydney protesting Israel were all secretly Mossad.
Mossad have better things to do, like taking out Hezbollah
Well,
balls.
they're being sarcastic. Didn't
I
know
know,
about the
I want
reverse
to
image
say-
search? Yeah, the reverse image search is hilarious. That's the great part. Because here, if you go underneath it, it shows the 65 doctors and nurses and paramedics, what we saw in Gaza. But then, oh look, news r/news with Jing Jing, November 30th, 2021. It is a typical Israeli modus operandi. It is embedded in state policy. No, Malibu, you see what you're doing now is pivoting. You said that Israelis go to protests and pretend to be pro-Palestinians. So I don't want to hear, well, they do this all the time. I want an example. Can you give me an example of them actually doing that? And if it's fringe for mature people to send death threats, that's no, because they're just not mature people. And that's what I would maintain. The people that are doing this are not mature. Most of the people on social media, such as Twitter and TikTok, that actually do this are not mature. They're just pieces of shit. You might also have experienced mega Islamists. That is also a factor in it too. But that doesn't disprove my point at all. So I'm asking again, do you have something to substantiate your claim that Israel is just pretending to be these pro-Palestinian protesters and being violent? I would like proof to substantiate that. Not a, well, they do this all the time.
Bro, I'd like any of these so-called pro-humanitarian pro-pallies to give a flying F about Afghan women and the total subjugation, suppression, and removal of personhood of those women in Afghanistan by the Taliban regime.
100%.
Just one of these pro-humanitarians talk to me about it.
I'm here for humanity. What about these people? Ah.
Oh, well, it's a different culture. Like, they fought you. That's what the Afghans want. Yeah, you think Afghan women want this? Like, what about the protests? All these girls that were raised to go to university, like, for literally a generation at this point. Like, are you serious? Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm telling you, man, like, this sounds like a wild fantasy, but sometimes I'm thinking, like, dude, we need to have a program where we secretly train and arm.
Let's
all
not
the-
talk about
many
secret
countries.
army. Even though I know what you're going with, Mickey, let's not talk about something like that on TikTok to risk my only account that I have left that I actually can live stream.
I'm just saying.
And I'm just saying, I'd really like to not get banned again. So, Malibu County in Twitch chat, Malibu County in Twitch chat, I'm still waiting for an example of what you said. Because you said they do this all the time. You said it's part of their doctrine. So I would like, and you said it's embedded in state policy. I would like an example of this. Hopefully they wait. What is going on in chat? Blah blah. Harvey Weinstein.
Can't even
What?
spell Weinstein.
What about him, user?
Look at the comment.
There you go. Mazel tov.
3
Go
boys,
with
1
one
girl.
girl.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
Okay,
Golda.
get off these nuts. Stop it.
Well, she definitely got those nuts off.
Oh.
Wait, Han. Well, Israel state really does it all the time. I seen it in Twitch chat. Zionists making wild. Malibu, your random anecdotal evidence of what you've seen in Twitch chat is not proof of what you claimed. You claimed that Israel sends people to these protests to pretend to be pro-Palestinians and be violent, to make pro-Palestinians look bad. So I want you to provide me, and I don't want to hear anecdotal evidence. I don't want to hear like what you saw in Twitch chat. I want something that you can actually point to and show me where they actually did this. Can you do that for me?
No. because
Turkey
we
joined with
don't-
BRICS. There are 37 members now. Yeah, what has BRICS done? Nothing.
Like, I mean, I remember in 2021 they were supposed to be switching to a Russia Chinese backed gold backed currency.
Oh, and that failed because they didn't have enough gold, and they realized that the United States has more gold than them combined.
Exactly.
And then they were supposed to switch to crypto. Then they didn't do that. BRICS.
That didn't work for them either. So I mean,
It wasn't just crypto, by the way. They were supposed to have their own BRICS coin.
yeah, and that didn't do too well in the digital currency.
Wait. Did this Malibu? Did you really just link me a Middle East Eye article as your proof? Oh, let's see this. I can't wait to read this one. Let's see which one this is. Middle East Eye. I love Middle East Eye and their blatant fucking blood libels. Dude, you linked me something from 1950? There's no way you just linked me.
Hey, General Archfiend, how do you think that's going to work out for those countries? Like, seriously, let's just be realistic here.
Yeah, with our most recent trade deal that we've got between Canada, the U.S., and Mexico.
Hang on. I'm gonna pull this up on stream. So the dude in Twitch chat who said that pro Israelis in Israel does this all the time. It's embedded in their state state policy. And I said, give me an example of Israel sending people to be pro-Palestinian protesters and be fake and cause violence. This is the proof you sent me from Middle East Eye. Zionists' role in 1950s attack on Iraqi Jews confirmed by operative and police report. Yeah, the place where it was literally illegal to be a Zionist, and everything that came out of Iraq in the 1940s and 50s was literally about anyone who is a Jew or a Zionist should be unalived and exiled. That is your source? That is your source for Israel does this today as a biased source that openly hated Jews from the 1950s. Are you fucking kidding me?
Can he show an example of where it is written down in any sort of legislation that was even adopted in 1950?
I don't even care. I just want an example of anything in the last few years. I want what he said. I want exactly what he said. I want proof. No, I don't want the state policy. I don't want the state policy. It should be that now, because then he will. I don't know how to get around this. I can't read Hebrew. I want an example of Israel. You didn't promise to send that. I asked you for that, and that's what you sent. I asked you for an example because you said, and I quote, "It is a typical Israeli modus op." Who's got the echo?
Cowboy.
God damn it, Cowboy, it's always you. Quote, "It is a typical Israeli modus operandi. It is embedded in state policy. Does this since inception, orchestrated terror to scare Jews who live in non-Jewish Arab states and pressure them to move to Israel. This was shortly after you said, Israel does this all the time. Pretend to be opposite camp and act crazy hateful to seem like pro-Palestinians are that." So I asked you for an example of Israel pretending to be pro-Palestinians in protests. I didn't ask for an example of terror attacks led by Israel from a biased source in the 1950s that openly wanted to unalive all the Jews. I asked you for an example of what you stated, that Israel has people be pro-Palestinian protesters faking it in order to make pro-Palestinian protesters look bad. That is what I asked for. I did not ask for something from the 1950s. I'm not asking for your random fuck off opinions about the the Zionist security apparatus. I am asking you for proof that Israel has people be protesters and fake being pro-Palestinian and then be violent on purpose. I want that proof.
What is a Zionist security apparatus?
They keep referring, they keep referring to this conspiracy theory that the Zionists back in like the 1950s, whatever, went around and did all these false flag operations to try and get more Jews to emigrate from the surrounding
Are you
countries
talking
into
about
Israel.
from the Middle Eastern countries?
Right. And so my rebuttal
Let-
to that is as simple as they would not have the capacity to make that happen to the tunes of hundreds of
They
thousands.
didn't even have to do it. Those countries just started exiling Jews.
That's what I'm saying.
They started making it illegal to own property. They started making it illegal to do stuff. People just started kicking the shit out of Jews. They didn't have to fake anything.
Fucking Dangerous told me, look up this, and I looked it up, and it was one failed operation in Egypt that is questionable in terms of like the information that's surrounding it in the first place. It never even happened.
Where are my...
Of course not. We like literally have dealt with persecution for the entire time.
I know.
Why is
That's why
my
I'm like,
alert
dude, this is why I can
not
dismiss
up?
most of your claims out of hand. Like, logistically, a lot of these things don't even make sense.
Jackie, that's kind of true.
What?
Because of persecution.
Well, I mean, it was true in a lot of different countries that pogroms occurred.
No, but she's saying a different live said that Iraqi Jews went from being rich to living in ghettos, and that is accurate.
Yeah, I saw that, and it's not just it wasn't just in Iraq either. So
Yeah.
Sam.
hey, Mickey, I got a really important question
Wait,
for you.
hang on. They responded. They said, we have it on video from New York. I remember seeing it during pro-Gaza protests. I need to find it. Wait. Okay.
Go for it.
Yes, go Dodgers. Viva los Doyers.
Mickey,
Jack-
did you?
Hold on one second. Jackie, you're meaning when they first came to Israel, there wasn't enough like housing. So they lived in tents and they built up the communities around. If you want, you should talk to Kapara about it. And you can talk to like other Moroccan Jews that came through. They'll show you pictures about how their families literally built up the towns. There was nothing there.
Never mind.
So I just made a comment on this profile. I just had a comment removed. I support not wiping out the Jews. That was removed.
That was
That's
removed for what
crazy.
violation?
Community guidelines.
That's
So
a good
which one?
question, Jackie.
It just says community guidelines. It doesn't give you a reason.
Sam,
And
do
you
you,
know,
want to bring Jackie up on the panel? She's not like pro-Israel or pro-Pali. She's just asking questions.
So why couldn't the
I'm gonna
Palestinians
bounce
build up
off.
this?
I'll talk with
Okay.
y'all later.
What do you mean by that,
No,
Jackie?
she's discussing the fact that like Jews that came there were building up their communities. It's just I'm you can leave her in the chat too.
Oh shit, we actually got a sub? Oh, thank you. Oh wait, it's Quixie. Thank you.
The Arabs who lived in Israel, they could build up their
Hey,
space.
Uzi, Palestine is free. It was freed in 1948. You're welcome.
What was I just gonna look up? Oh, there's
There
Moth
was-
again.
Yeah, Jackie, there was no Palestinian areas in 1948. Between 48 and 67, Judea and Samaria became the West Bank, and it was under control of Jordan, and Gaza was under control of Egypt. So, like, Arab Israelis could build inside Israel proper, and whatever the now called Palestinians did in their territories was up to Egypt and Jordan.
Remember, if you guys are here, I know there's not that many people from what I normally get. If you guys are on here and you're subbed to my normal TikTok profile, go ahead and make sure you go through your subscriptions and cancel that one. You don't have to resubscribe to this one, but make sure you cancel the other one because
Sam, if you
El
want to bring
Bano.
Jackie up, she asked really good questions.
She's
and
not
also-
she's not requesting.
Oh, Jackie requests.
Yeah, Jackie.
Oh, hey, my friend Will's here. Hello, Will.
Here, I got her.
I
I just sent her the invite.
Sorry, you guys might hear my dog in the background, but no, they were basically saying that the reason. Okay, so I remember my mom going to Jerusalem, and she was saying that you could definitely tell where the Jews lived and where the Arabs lived, and I was
Mhm.
wondering because I haven't been there, and they were basically saying like, okay, so the girl said that they took or the Jews went and were booming synagogues in Iraq, and then the people felt unsafe, so they went to Israel. And then when they were in Israel, they went from being rich in Iraq to poor. And then she's like, after so many decades, they built themselves back up again. And I was like,
Yeah,
I didn't
the
have to-
problem with that is the only people that accuse the Jews of blowing up the synagogues in Iraq is the Iraqi government, which literally made it a capital offense to be a Zionist. That is the only people. Like the Iraqi government or the Iraqi courts said, "Yep, this was Zionists who did this," and then it then became those Zionists were also Jews. They were the only people that claimed that, and now it's parroted today, and there's people who write about it, and they all reference the original group of Iraqis in the government that said this was Zionist Jews. There is no evidence other than they said they did it. Like the evidence they have is circumstantial at best. Thanks for the follow on Twitch.
It was regular persecution. So yeah, there were people that had a lot of money, but because of the persecution that they were receiving, they had to leave. And you should talk to actually come to my panel sometimes, some of the Middle Eastern Jews, and talk to them about what happened to their families, why they had to leave everything behind, what kind of businesses they had, and yeah, they had to start over in Israel. That's accurate.
Yeah, but my thing is,
what they're saying that's inaccurate is that it's a Zionist plot to bring people to Israel, because that's not true.
no. I believe that part, but the thing that gets me is that they said that they came and they had to live in ghettos because they left, they had to leave. My thing is, once again, I'm like, okay, so why were they able to build up and bounce back after so many decades? How come it isn't possible?
Think about this. Do you know how many Jews actually were forced out and left and displaced from the surrounding Arab countries following the War of Independence in 48?
No, I didn't.
About 800.
Wait, say that again? Sorry.
So the Jews that were displaced from Arab surrounding countries after the War of 48, the War of Independence, when Israel declared independence, they were attacked by 6 Arab nations who all tried to invade them except for one, and they
No, I remember learning about that.
So and then they all started persecuting and kicking out their Jews, and a lot of Jews were fearful. Guess how many Jews were displaced because of that from the surrounding Arab nations over the period of 4 to 5 years?
4 to 5 years. I don't know, probably millions.
I actually have a graphic.
It's 850,000.
I was gonna say that too, and I was like, wait, I might be confusing with the whole
So
claim of the
850,000 showed up as an influx, and they went, "Fuck, time to build up."
Do you know anything about the claim that before the
just
all
quickly,
of-
Sam, can you make me big really quick?
someone was saying when the Assyrians and Armenians were being prosecuted that they went to Palestine and the Palestinians took them in until they got kicked out of Israel.
The Jewish Palestinians. That's what they neglect to tell you. But this is an example of the ethnic cleansing in each country, how many Jews they had before and how many they have now. And again, we did have people going from country to country trying to get people to come to Israel, but they didn't start the persecution. The persecution was always there.
No, I get it, because I can't even say that my family in Syria were being chased around by Muslims because they don't claim those people from ISIS.
Yeah, let's just act like Assad isn't just okay.
Yeah, Jackie is Assyrian.
Oh, I'm sorry. Fuck.
No, we don't. I don't. My family doesn't care for Assad.
No, that's what I'm saying. I said I'm sorry that your family's had to deal with that.
Oh, thanks. It's okay. I feel bad for. I mean, they try to always like lump us together. Like, they try to say that Assyrians should be empathetic to Palestinians and we should understand what they're going through because it happened to us. And I'm just like, And then they also say that Israel, funded ISIS and the American government gave money to the Kurds. And
Yeah,
I'm just
we
like,
did help the Kurds, but the thing is, they constantly say that Israel and the U.S. helped IS because IS has never attacked Israel. It's like that's patently false. They regularly attack Israel and cause them problems, especially in Syria.
But you can't even find it online. And the fact of it is, I know who was running after my family because they were the ones yelling, praise be to God. You know, like it wasn't the Jews. And they're
Allahu
like,
Akbar.
you should know. Yeah, they're like, you should know that there's your history and where things come from. And I'm like, the only thing I know is that they were Muslims chasing my family. Like, other than that, I don't know anything, and I don't care to know because there's so much back and forth, and like especially with like Assad, like, you know, with the whole chemical boomings and stuff, like it's too much. I just know who was coming after my family, and they did it in the name of your religion.
No,
So
hang on. Busy Bizzle, I can't read that in chat. Israel isn't in Syria. They're just bombing the shit out of terrorists.
Yep. But Jackie, back to your other question, what you said about the Palestinians helping. They love to come at me with this name Golda Meir and go, you know, she said she was a Palestinian, and then they completely forget that 5 seconds later when they say the Palestinians helped the Jews or the Palestinians helped anybody, because they're literally referring to Jews.
yeah, that's where I get kind of confused. But they also lost me when they said that.
But that's the whole point of the Palestinian identity, Jackie. So, like, the reason they came up with it is for that reason, to confuse everybody. So when they say, oh, the Palestinians fought with the British against Hitler, it was the Jews, because the Jews were the only ones who called themselves Palestinians at the time. And when they created this national identity, they're trying to erase us from
Wait.
Are you
So,
talking about
hey,
the
someone
12,000?
pointed out in Twitch chat that the dude that says, "Wait, I'm gonna go get a source about pro Israelis pretending to be pro Palestinians and protests and being violent," has not come back in like 15 minutes.
No, are you talking about the 12,000 Palestinians that went and served? Is
What?
that what you're talking about, Golda? Like, because they try to say that they're the ones that helped in the Holocaust, and they went from Palestine to
Yeah,
help aid.
it was Jews.
But do you know when you read that? Like, I read about it because I was like interested. I was like,
Read
huh,
about
is this
what?
real? But the
It
12,000.
just says Palestinians.
Yeah, but the fun fact about it is when you read why they served, because it lists the reasons why they served, the main reason is for financial, because there was an incentive. You get money for your family if you go serve. And I was like, that is literally the number one thing that most people join the military for, is like a little bit of financial stability. And there's only a small percent that actually go and serve because of like the reason, like to fight, you know, like they want to go help their Jew allies. No, that was literally.
Oh, I thought you were talking about now, like people serving the military now. It's like money's
No.
not.
No,
No,
she's
the thing
saying
is-
that it's always been like a bit of a catalyst to join the military, like everywhere throughout time.
Yeah, majority of the 12,000 that went, the main reason was to go is because they were like financially incentivized for their family. They would get money for their family if they went and served.
Pro Pal, what's up?
Oh, I was on one of your lives previously. You were going on about your life or something, and I said no one cares, and you started crying.
Okay, bye.
You really came up just to say
I don't think I've ever cried on live.
I've never seen you cry, and I've been on.
Don't
many
look
of your
up the Leahy group, as if myself and the people that actually talk about this topic don't know who the Leahy is.
Yeah, can you tell us the difference between Lehi, Irgun, and Haganah?
Two of them were actual, or one of them was the actual forces for the Zionists or the Jews, the Haganah. They were the actual group. The other two were not, and they actively fought against each other on multiple occasions. You recorded it. Cool. Post a video of me crying, and then tag me.
Yes, please.
Please,
Tag me too.
please post the video of me crying.
By the way, just putting this out there, everybody should look up the Digital Hagana on both YouTube and on X/Twitter. We need to push it out there. Yeah, just yeah. It's expose.
So I have another question. People always like want to say that October 7th wasn't the thing that started it, and there was like so many things happening before. And me being just even though I did come from the Middle East, I've never, and this can sound crazy, but I never heard of the Palestinian Israel like whatever's going on before October 7th. Like I never heard anything about it, and even a year into this war, I barely just heard about it a few months ago. So why is it, if it was
How
such an
old are you?
oppression? I'm 30, sadly, but that's what I'm saying. Like I never heard about these things. So if it was such an oppressive thing and like all of these things were going on, why was it not
It
publicized?
was. It's been like I've been advocating for
It
Israel
wasn't as
on
big.
social media since 2014. The biggest difference right now is the amount of social media there is, the amount of cell phones and cameras that are available, and specifically the way they're tackling this war. So I said in 2014 that they know they can't win on the ground. They're going to go for a propaganda war. And that's exactly what they're going for right now. So they're literally setting up cameras, and they used to do this before with what we used to call Pallywood, but now it's a lot easier because everybody has a cell phone. They can set it up at any time, and their push is to literally traumatize people and inundate them with as much pictures and videos as possible. And this is the way they're quote unquote winning the war and getting acknowledged. Like people. Hold on one second. I'm finished. When we asked them what good came out of October 7th, they said people know about us now.
So the main thing, the reason the propaganda is so effective is up until now, for the most part, civilians have been protected from the disgusting realities of war. War is gruesome, it is ugly, it is chaotic, and it's not pretty. And up until now, even with Ukraine, people didn't really see it that much. It was there a little bit, and there was like a couple documentaries, but it didn't really get shoved in your face as much unless you continuously followed it, like people who were involved in the conflict. Right now, though, you are seeing stuff get shoved down your throat 24/7 every single day in 1080p and 4K resolution. And it's disgusting. And the problem is, a lot of people also don't know, because they've never seen this stuff, how to tell what's real and how to tell what's not real. There's entire Twitter accounts. You can look up Gazawood on Twitter. They're literally dedicated to showing what's fake and what's not. Videos that are very, very convincing, even to some people that have seen this stuff before, are proven to be fake. Like videos of certain bodies being unalived, and then that exact same body in the exact same outfit is then posted in another video 3 days later at a different location. And then it's the same body but with a different outfit at another location 2 days later. Stuff like that. And you people don't realize stuff. Like, Jackie, did you see the video of the little girl carrying her little sister with the injured foot because she was hit by a car? Did you see that a couple days ago? Little blonde girl? So
No, I haven't. I'm telling you, I haven't seen a lot. The only reason I'm asking is because I was even active duty Navy from 2015 to even shit, I don't know, but I was in there for 7 years. But I never heard nothing about Palestine and Israel going on, because that's the crazy part. It's like, it's just, I don't know. I
They
guess
used
it
to
is
call
the
it
propaganda.
Arab Israeli, not Palestine Israel.
And Uzi, what? Uzi, can you name me a single war in history where babies didn't die? Because babies died on October 7th. So are you saying that Hamas isn't the good guys too? Or are you acknowledging that Hamas is not the good guys because babies died on October 7th?
But that's the thing, they don't, and that's what I don't like, is a lot of people don't understand
Yes,
the way
King.
war works.
Yes, King. I know about the incident. I know who it was that was hit.
Sam, I don't like to compare that because what they did was up close, personal, and brutal.
No. I'm making a moral point and
And-
pointing
and
out the
war-
hypocrisy.
and War is collateral damage.
But the thing is, every war has that. Like, that's what, and this is why I'm like, when I see all these women like constantly saying like they're children, they're babies, I'm just like, this is why women aren't meant for war, because I don't know. There might be a few. There might be a
That's
few.
not true. Did you see the 4 Air Force pilots that are all women who went into Iran?
Also, again,
It's a little different.
hang on to the person in chat. It being a war doesn't justify war crimes. Again, Uzi, you're pivoting. I asked you to name me a war in history where babies did not die.
Oh, Sam, you have an idiot in the chat, intolerant leftist. He's
God,
totally
Hannibal,
stupid.
the dude that had a fucking temper tantrum meltdown on Nick's live. He goes, "You're a fucking idiot," and then left. You're an idiot. You're an idiot, and then left.
Well, guys, I'm gonna go slap some bread and go to sleep.
Okay.
Oh my God, Mickey, leave the bread alone.
Well, I'm gonna do something very unserious tonight before I go and do my very serious podcast interview tomorrow.
Okay. Good night, Mickey.
Good night, Mickey. Have a good podcast.
Bye bye.
I will do my best. All right.
No, the only reason I speak of that, Golda, I'm just saying in general, there's a huge difference between women in war and men in war. And Layla Bessa, I know that, yeah, you heard her. But like, there is a difference. There's a reason why we were built differently. I know because there are women that can, doesn't mean that majority can or should.
Intolerant leftist, are you here to have another emotional meltdown?
Oh, it was not a meltdown.
You literally had a temper tantrum and called him a fucking idiot and then left.
Well, half of that's true.
All of that's true. That's exactly what you did. I was there in the live. I watched it myself.
Yeah, he's the part that he got dropped, not left.
No, I thought he left because he called him a fucking idiot and then left.
Nope, I got dropped.
Oh, either way, deserved.
Oh.
What are you here for?
Oh, I'm just wasting time.
Okay, waste time in the comments.
Do you guys have any updates on like the hostages? And this is weird because one thing, and maybe I just haven't seen it, but normally like with other wars, you have the T groups showing videos of said hostages, and I haven't seen a lot of those.
Wait, someone else is upset in the comments. What a surprise, the U.S. Marine dick riding Israel. Get over yourself. Dude, who hurt you?
Oh, it's Jonah. He's fun.
Who hurt you, Jonah?
We talked to him on Mideast Live, and he's... We couldn't handle Emesh being a lawyer.
I still haven't seen Uzi provide me a single war in history where civilians, especially babies, did not die. I have not seen another comment from Uzi since then.
Intolerant leftist says Marines explains everything. Says the guy who lives in his mom's basement.
What does it explain, intolerant leftist? What does it explain? Hey Kevon, what's up?
Good evening. Yeah, so you wrote Israel are the good guys, so I'm here to ask you why you think that. And when you say Israel is the good guy, is it the population of Israel, a part of the population of Israel, or is it the Israeli government?
Israel as a whole overall is the good guy. So when I say that, I hope you understand. I'll do the same thing Nick does. Good guys can do bad things. Bad guys can do good things. Israel is not perfect, and I understand that, and I'm not saying they are. But overall, especially in this situation, Israel is the good guys. They hold Western moral values, which is good for us and it's good for them, and it's objectively better than anything else in the Middle East. They're a democracy. They have equal rights for everyone that is a citizen of their country. They are fighting a terrorist group known as Hamas that is, once they eliminate them, is better for the Palestinian people, not just Israel, because it allows the Palestinians to get a leader that actually cares about them for once and thrive for once. They're fighting against Hezbollah, who started a war against them as well, who once Hezbollah is gone, allows the Lebanese government. Might cut out for a second. Yeah, when they get rid of Hezbollah, it allows for the Lebanese government to regain control and not have to fear Hezbollah anymore. So they're eliminating the terrorists around them that are making everyone's life more difficult.
So I think on some things you're saying partial truths, like, okay, Israel is a Western country. That doesn't necessarily make them the good guys just because it's a Western country.
No, I just added in that they are good because they are objectively better for having Western moral values.
Okay, well.
You have a request to remove the white screen. People can't read the comments.
Oh.
So I think the part where I disagree with you, besides others, and where I think you got this wrong, is that you think Israel is fighting a war to fight Hamas and to fight Hezbollah. I don't think this is necessarily Israel's only objectives with this. I think the reason why they're doing this is because they have greater objective of, in the long term, enlarging their land and their settlements.
Okay. So your assertion is that October 7th was just an excuse to gain more land?
I think October 7th was a terrorist attack, but that gave the green light and the perfect excuse for Netanyahu, who's been waiting for this for almost 3 decades, to go ahead and justifyingly, in his mind, and gather support from his people, to go and lead a full-out war to get back Gaza, and by the same token now, just like they occupied the Golan Heights, to go and occupy the whole south of Lebanon.
So why has Bibi Netanyahu openly stated publicly multiple times that they don't want Gaza, to the effect of, when there was an extremist group of Israelis, especially even recently, that actually did try to go into Gaza and start claiming land, the IDF arrested them and brought them back to Israel?
Because he has to balance out between what his, the people...
So he wants to, but he can't do it? So they're not doing it?
So I'm answering you. He wants to balance out between what the international community would consider him doing completely wrong and oppose him, and what the people that he and what the people in Israel want. Well, part of the people in Israel want, which are extremists. I don't think all the Israeli want that. I think actually there's
a very, 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 very small minority of very Orthodox extremist Jews that want to take over the land. The Israeli government and the population as a whole has stated that is not the objective and has outright condemned that mentality. And again, they've arrested Jews who have gone into Gaza who have tried to do that. Because why would they have given up Gaza in 2005 if they just wanted to keep it?
Sam, can I ask Kayvon? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Iran have like their hands in H group?
They support them financially.
So you're saying that which I don't even know about much of, I'm going to call him the president of Israel. I don't know much about him, but don't you think that I'm from America, excuse my ignorance, but don't you think that the person in power in Iran has also been waiting for a time to get to push something to get what he wants? Like, I
don't want to pivot to Iran, because then that takes us down a whole different rabbit hole, because we're talking about the assertion that October 7th was an excuse that Israel wants to essentially take over Gaza and the West Bank.
I just thought as like under motives.
That's more getting into the weeds of it, and we can get into later. But right now we're on the topic of what proof do you have that Israel even wants Gaza, when the official position of the government is, we don't fucking want Gaza, somebody else please govern them.
I don't think there's any proof, but I think the what's going on speaks for itself. The destruction of 90% of the infrastructure.
That's not true. Per the UN, it's only 63% of buildings have been damaged or destroyed, meaning not even 63% destroyed. And they count damage as fucking shrapnel hitting a building. So that is per the UN, who has investigated this thoroughly, who has taken photos and satellite images and had people do reports on the ground. So that is not accurate.
So as per some people, it's 60%. As per some other reports, it's 90%. So it can fluctuate anywhere between
No.
60 to
It's
90%.
the official report is 63%.
Yeah, but also, according to some people, what the UN says is BS. So
Depends
is
on
the-
what department of the UN it is and what they're investigating. Like the Human Rights Council for the UN, fucking garbage. They regularly put groups who absolutely oppress human rights in charge of the Human Rights Council because they rotate members. UNIFIL, full of fucking garbage people because they don't enforce the resolutions they're told to enforce. Fucking UNRWA, full of garbage people that literally participated in October 7th, bragged about it, posted videos of themselves doing it. And then you get to like investigative teams that usually don't have a bias because they're just investigating shit. Like,
But the United Nations themselves deny those claims.
Which claims?
About UNRWA, for example. About UNRWA being
is that why they fired all the people that were involved? Because they were shown the proof by Israel and they fired all those people? Is that why the group text messages were exposed and we all read the messages of them talking about and praising October 7th? Is that why UNRWA had an entire Hamas command infrastructure center with an entire server room directly under the UNRWA headquarters with a actual tunnel entrance going from a hallway in the UNRWA headquarters building into the Gaza tunnel or into the Hamas tunnel with electrical panels and electrical wires running through the floors and everything? You're telling
I'm
me?
not here to defend the United Nations. I'm just saying that.
No, but
according to
I'm
some-
just pointing out that there's specific groups within the UN that are good and specific groups within the UN that are bad, and then some just are whatever. Like, again, when it comes to the people that do the investigations on damaged and destroyed buildings, they don't have a fucking narrative. They don't have an objective. They are looking at images and looking at stuff on the ground and going, what's damaged, what's destroyed. That's it.
So 63%. That's what
Mhm.
you say. So 63%, and you believe that source. That's fine. Well, 63% is still a huge amount, and so that means that more than half of the population will have nowhere to go.
No, that's 63% damaged or destroyed. That doesn't mean 63% destroyed. That means like anything that got peppered with shrapnel, that counts as damaged or destroyed in that category. So like
look,
if your window got broken, that counts as damaged.
Yeah, but if you look at aerial images of Gaza right now, it looks
Mhm.
like a destroyed.
Yeah, it looks fucked. It's a war zone in a densely populated area.
It's a war zone in a densely populated. So those people will have most likely, like most of them, nowhere to go back to and nowhere to live. So they're gonna be basically homeless.
Unfortunately, that is the realities of the situation because their government started a war that they knew they could not win and openly admitted they didn't care what happened to their own civilians. That is the unfortunate reality of what happened.
Well, also that I beg to differ because I think there were different approaches that Israel could have taken. Their primary goal was to get back the hostages, which
Wait,
they
are you not going to acknowledge that their leaders openly said they didn't care about them? And that they didn't care what happened to the Palestinian people? Like their leaders literally went on international television and said, we don't want to let the civilians in the tunnels because we don't care about them. Those are for us.
I'm not here to defend Hamas by any means. I'm saying the approach of Israel to go and destroy the entire place and kill a bunch of civilians, unalive.
But that's not what their objective is, and that's not what they're doing.
That's not their objective. Their objective was to get back the hostages, but whatever.
And
they
to
do-
eliminate the offensive capabilities of Hamas and their ability to control the Gaza Strip.
Yeah, but both are mutually exclusive. If you're there to eliminate an entire group and destroy.
Well, you're not going to eliminate all of them. You're not going to eliminate all of them. You're never going to eliminate all of them. What they're doing is eliminating their offensive capabilities, meaning eliminating their ability to wage war against Israel again and make sure that they realize if you're going to do this again, you realize what's going to happen to you. Kind of like with Japan, when we nuked the fuck out of them, not saying nuke Gaza, but when we nuked Japan and they realized, oh, shit, let's not do that again.
Brother, they didn't wage war. They did a terrorist attack, which under normal.
They officially declared war.
Declaring war, a 5-year-old kid could come tomorrow and say he wants to beat me up. Doesn't mean he's going to do it. It doesn't make it,
They officially launched an invasion of Israel on October 7th and officially declared war. On October 8th, Hezbollah officially declared war. No, it wasn't just a terrorist attack. It was an actual military invasion where they officially declared war.
Yeah, and they all had to go back, and then it's well known that there was a security breach within
Mhm.
Israel. so that normally those types of situations should not occur. So Israel could have easily secured the border again, easily made the country safe, and spared them from any more terrorist attacks, and at the same time secure the release of the hostages through the different means that we've seen them secure 105 hostages throughout.
You realize that Israel agreed to everything Hamas demanded in the most recent hostage negotiation deal, and Hamas said no? Israel agreed to everything. Unilaterally, immediately pull out, get the hostages in waves. They agreed to everything. And Hamas said, no, we've got Israel right where we want them. Why would we agree to this?
I don't think so. I don't think Hamas has had Israel anywhere where they wanted them.
You're right. They don't have Israel right where they want them, but they said it publicly. They said, we have Israel right where we want them. Why would we do this?
I've heard different. I've heard that Hamas was ready to negotiate further exchange.
No, that's why Israel took out specific people, and they did, because what's the point of negotiating with this person if they're not going to actually negotiate? If I give this person everything they want and they still say no, what is the point of having them anymore?
Okay, so what is the point of destroying everything and risking unaliving your own hostages, your own people?
They're not destroying everything. You keep saying that even though we've already went over the numbers. They're not destroying everything.
Well, they are. They've been indiscriminately bombing places.
They're not.
And well, come on. They've already admitted to having unalived 3 of their hostages by themselves.
Wow, it happens because there's people holding hostages that they're trying to attack, and sometimes they don't know where the hostages are, because guess what? If they knew where all the hostages are, they'd just go get them. But they don't, because Hamas is hiding them. But again, your whole thing of yeah, there's a risk in fucking war. Unfortunately, again, another reality of war. But here's a big thing. Your whole thing of, they're just indiscriminately bombing. If they were indiscriminately bombing, why is there less deaths in total, including combatants, than the amount of tons of bombs dropped? Israel has dropped over 80,000 tons of munitions at this point. 80,000 tons. There's less than 43,000 people in total dead, including combatants. So how is it they're indiscriminately bombing if you have that few deaths? How is it that they have the lowest civilian to combatant ratio or death ratio in the history of urban warfare if they're just targeting people indiscriminately? The current civilian to combatant death ratio in Gaza is 1.48 to 1. That is the lowest civilian to combatant death ratio in the history of urban warfare.
Look, the statistics, for me, they matter, but at the same time, the facts and what we hear, what we see, can't be neglected.
I'm using Hamas's sources and the Gaza Ministry of Health sources to prove you wrong. I'm using your own side's sourcing to prove that it's not.
Well, so whatever source you have, then you can use. You don't care about the credibility of the source. You're using UN sources. Then you say UN is crap. Then you're using.
I'm using the Gaza Ministry of Health and Hamas's sources because although I think they're blatant fucking liars, it is the best case scenario for your side of the argument. It is the best case scenario for your side to be in the right, and I'm intentionally showing you that even your own numbers prove your point wrong.
I'm saying they're indiscriminately bombing because there's been so many cases bombing hospitals, bombing.
Name me a single hospital that has been bombed.
The Al-Shifa.
No, Al-Shifa has been involved in direct gunfights and stuff, in fighting with tanks and stuff, because Hamas has openly filmed themselves fighting from within inside Al-Shifa, but Al-Shifa has not been bombed. Next one.
The one last year, I forgot the name, but they said it's Islamic Jihad.
Al-Ali Hospital, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The one that they said was completely leveled, right? 500 people dead?
300 to 500 people died.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly.
And they said the whole hospital was leveled, right?
I don't know what they said, but the hospital was attacked.
They said the hospital was completely blown up and it was gone.
I don't know about that. I know that 300 to 500 people have been unalive in this specific incident. And, according to some people, they say it's Islamic Jihad. But then, according to neutral investigators, it was from the IDF.
No, they didn't. Those people apologized and issued statements saying we were wrong. Okay, cool. So I'm going to show you something real quick.
Were those the same people who denied the babies?
I'm going to show you something real quick. We're not pivoting. So this is the hospital back here. This is the impact crater right here. It's a 1.1 meter squared by 1 foot in depth crater. Could you show me where the 500 people were in this parking lot? Because the hospital wasn't hit. That's the crater right there. That's the hospital right there with 3 broken windows. Were the 500 people standing in this parking lot?
It's a possibility. I'm not sure. I know that there's tents right now. next
You're
to
fucking
another-
joking, right? You're going to tell me that 500 people were standing right there.
Well, a lot of people are homeless right now, my friend. You saw the guy who was.
Can I ask a question and then I gotta
Sure.
go?
What's
I
up?
just want to see your opinion. Why is it that, for example, Gaza and the West Bank were territories of other countries before, like 1940s, whatever. Why is it, or has there ever been a time where Israel tried giving like Egypt, Gaza back and Jordan, West Bank back to just be like, we're done with this, we don't want to deal with it, and then like fenced up? Or like, how Egypt has that like awesome like super duper fence, like did that to them?
You mean like any time when Israel has said, we don't want this area, please take it?
Yeah, or even
Yeah,
like,
now. They've asked the surrounding Arab nations, they said, hey, once this war's over, we want nothing to do with Gaza. We want you to take it over or just govern it, help them unfuck themselves, because we can't be the occupying force, because there's going to need to be an occupation after this after this war. But they want no part of it.
For Egypt, like
Well, no, they want the surrounding Arab nations to deal with it. They don't want anything to do with it. They're like, we don't want anything to fucking do with Gaza.
What about West Bank?
The West Bank is still disputed territories. They negotiated with the Palestinian Authority multiple times, especially after the interim portion of Oslo II, where the Palestinian Authority was supposed to come back and have a discussion of, hey, here's what we want in order to create a pathway to a Palestinian state. They were given everything they asked for and more and said no to everything. And in response, they launched the second intifada. Hey, Joey, I got banned on my main profile. Wait, I'm not following you on this profile? Shit. I gotta follow you.
Okay, and thanks for your point of view, because for me, I'm just like, at this point, just give it to someone else and let them deal with it. If they want to let them call themselves Palestine, do it. All right, well, thank you guys. Thanks, Golda.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Oh, wait, one.
Oh, fuck. Whoopsie. What do you want?
Oh, Sam, you have to be bored.
What do you want?
Well, I just have 2 quick.
I don't care.
Oh my God, Sam! I was taking a drink and I almost spit it out.
Saul, what's up?
It is so nice to finally see Honor getting the consequences that they.
Oh God, you have really bad red bars. Saul, I'm sorry. You are like a robot right now. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to drop you. You are like robot as hell. Good night and Israel will fall in our lifetimes. Yeah, you know who said that? The people in 1948.
They've been saying that for a really long time, and it still hasn't happened. Jackie, I don't know, because they're psychopaths.
What did Jackie say?
Who get a thrill in emotional and mental trauma. Emotional terrorism.
Hello, Daniel. What's up?
Hey, what's up, buddy? I just want to say I appreciate it. You taking your time to spread a positive message and to tell the truth, bro. I live in California, where
I'm sorry.
thank you. Where generations have been lied to, and it's not the same Democratic Party that was 30 years ago. And unfortunately, the party my family, my grandparents followed, it isn't the same party. And out here we get I mean, it's no different anywhere else. It's fake news, but you don't see none of the truth on the news. There's no updates on Israel when
Dude, I'm from California. I'm from California. I used to live in I grew up in Santa Ana. I know how fucked California is, especially the news.
I'm 30 minutes east of San Francisco, bro, and I'm
oh God, you got it way worse than me.
Surrounded by liberals, and man, everybody out here is retarded as hell. They have no idea what's about to happen.
God damn it! You careful with the verbiage. Can't be saying words like that online.
My apologies.
All right.
Anyways, I'm
yeah.
new to TikTok, so I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Oh, intolerant leftist, you're gonna spam that you're reporting me? Okay, bye. Get out of my live then.
Anyways, my bad. I'm gonna check out, but have a
All
good
right.
night, all right, buddy?
Have a good night, Daniel. Damn, that was a real good way for intolerant leftist to get himself blocked. Immediately say that he was going to report me because someone else said something. This is making more sense now, MAGA dipshits. What? MAGA.
I'm not MAGA.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm not MAGA, nor am I. Wait, he told Golda to go choke? What? I didn't hear that. Oh, intolerant leftist said that?
Oh yeah, he hates me.
God, he's such a fucking baby. I don't like Trump or Kamala. I hate the both. They both
Yeah,
suck.
Sam and I are on the same page, and definitely not fucking MAGA.
Let me answer one question in the chat real quick. Why does Israel control our government with AIPAC? Wrenchmain, I hope you know that AIPAC is ranked as the number 118th most influential PAC in America, meaning they were nowhere near influential enough to be running our government. There is far more PACs with shared interests with other countries that fucking hate us, that dump a lot more money and are a lot more influential than AIPAC is. So you're just wrong. Want some Pole as a president like Israel? Yeah, Bibi's not Polish. You racist, anti-Semitic fuck.
He was literally born in Tel Aviv.
Yes, I'm sure, because, yeah, like Golda said, he was born in Tel Aviv.
You might be thinking about his dad.
Kayvon, are you going to admit to me that that 500 people were not, in fact, in this parking lot?
We can skip that part.
No. We're not going to skip because that's a very important thing. Your credibility is completely shot. You've given me 2 examples so far that you were blatantly wrong about. You said Al-Shifa, which hasn't been hit by a bomb. The outside perimeter has definitely been bombed and are hit with artillery shells, but the hospital itself has been involved in direct fighting because Hamas has openly filmed themselves fighting from within the hospital and posted the videos themselves. And then you gave me Al-Ali Hospital, which you said was bombed. It wasn't. This is the proof. This is the impact from the bomb. That's the hospital way up there. So they were not, in fact, bombed. So that's number 2 that you were wrong about.
Well, you're showing me one picture here. I'm asking you then, why did many investigators, both from CIA, from different places, from the Western world, investigate this?
Show me the CIA investigation that claims that Israel did it.
No,
or that even 500 people were unalive. You just said the CIA.
I said they investigated. Why would they investigate?
Show me the CIA investigation. Where can I find the CIA investigation?
I'll look it up right now. If you want.
Cool. Go find that and come back when you've got it. I want to see one Zionist 23andMe. Why would it matter if it's a Zionist? You realize not all Zionists are Jews, right? Most Zionists are, in fact, not Jewish people. Why does the Talmud allow Shmorshin's 8 genders and subverting? What the fuck? Wrenchman, do you even know what the Talmud is? Like, be honest with me. Do you know what the Talmud is? Have you ever looked into it at all?
Helter Skelter, his name was not Milikowski. Also, keep in mind, last names were given to us, same like they were given to the Arabs. Do you think Al-Masri, which means the Egyptian, was their last name throughout the history of time? Our tribal last names are father and son of our, daughter and son of our father and mother.
Also, the 23andMe doesn't really mean shit. 23andMe is banned in a multitude of countries. DNA tests are legal in Israel, by the way. You can fucking Google that. 23andMe is banned in Israel and many other countries because they are a garbage fucking company that does not care about the protection of the private information of their customers. So much so that when they got hacked and their entire database was stolen. The very first set of DNA to be sold off was the DNA results of Ashkenazi Jews.
Yep.
Because people wanted to buy it because they thought that Ashkenazi Jews weren't actually going to be from Israel. Oh shit, they're from Israel.
User, my DNA.
Israelis have no connection to Palestine. Well, Israelis covers a multitude of people. Most Israelis do have a connection to the land that you refer to as Palestine. But I would say, the Arab Israelis and the Arab Israelis and the Christian Israelis, a lot of them probably don't. We have to listen to self-proclaimed God's chosen BS again. Yeah, no, Jews aren't the ones that claim they're the chosen people.
Yeah.
Jews
Also,
don't
we're
say that.
chosen-
That's Christians that say that.
We're chosen to follow 613 laws of God, not like
Yeah.
chosen like we're better.
Yeah, they're chosen to have more strict rules applied to them and held to a higher standard. Kendall, I'm Ashkenazi. Can I be anti-Semitic? Yes, you can.
Especially if you're only like 2%.
Can a black person be racist against other black people? Yes. The fuck? Stay out of Lebanon? Well, then maybe Hezbollah should get the fuck past the Litani River.
Tell Hezbollah to stop firing into Israel. Thanks.
How am I biologically Jewish? It doesn't make sense. What?
Whistle fantasy, Kendall. You can be anything you set your mind to.
I'm going to be an AH-64 Apache helicopter. So, Kendall, the way Judaism is passed down, because your DNA says, hang on. Kendall, is your mother Jewish? You can have 85% of the DNA, but is your mother Jewish? Because you can have a Jewish father, but you would not be ethnically Jewish. How do you know? Fucking ask her? The fuck? Let's put it this way, Kendall. If I were... Yes, attack helicopter jokes because you people still believe the fucking attack helicopter story. No, Judaism, Kendall, is an ethno-religion. It is both an ethnicity and a religion. You can be a secular Jew and just be of the Jewish ethnicity, but not the Jewish religion. So let's say my mother was Jewish. Yes, they're a tribe. But let's say my mother was Jewish, but my father is not. I would be ethnically Jewish. I don't have to follow the Jewish religion, though. I could be secular if I wanted to. Let's say my mother is not Jewish and my father is Jewish. Per the rules of the tribe, I'm not Jewish. I have a lot of Jewish DNA, but I'm not Jewish.
Kendall, okay, we are a tribe of people called the Jews or the Hebrews or the Israelites whose spiritual practice is Judaism.
Wait, I see the confusion here. So there is no genetic marker that says you are a Jew other than you can trace back people who can trace back their lineage. DNA has never been part of identifying as a tribe or an indigenous peoples ever. Like, you could look up the 7 requirements for indigenous status set in place by the UN, the indigenous rights community of the UN. DNA is not part of that because DNA is a recent development. So back in 1900, how did someone know they were a Jew? Because their mother was Jewish. There was no DNA testing back in the 1900s, the 1800s, the 1700s.
And all of our practices also. It's all
Yeah.
intertwined. Our practices and our people are intertwined. We also lived in segregation. We lived in ghettos. The word ghetto was established for our people. So we didn't mix outside of our Jewish communities too often. That's why it comes up in DNA test results. And that's why, Jews carry X amount of, we're carriers of genetic diseases for that reason. It's not banned. It's banned from certain countries, not altogether.
Unless they changed it, 23andMe was banned in Israel. Specifically 23andMe.
Yeah, that male, because they gave out Ashkenazi Jewish DNA.
23andMe openly admitted that they delayed telling Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese users that their data was sold.
But Kendall, we don't bring up that stuff until other people bring it up. Like, show us your DNA test, blah.
Yeah, like that only comes up because you say you have no genetic connection to the land. You aren't this. You aren't that. That's the only time that stuff comes up.
My family was literally victims of the Holocaust. My parents were kicked out for being Jews. I knew I was Jewish before I took it. I literally took it for fun, and it told me I was 100% Jewish.
All right, so 23andMe is not directly named, so I was right on this. They are banned, but they are not. They are not specifically named. They fall under a category of DTC, which is direct to customer. Certain companies that fall into the direct to customer category, such as like shipping to your front door, are banned. 23andMe looks like they say they could ship to Israel, but they fall under the category of direct to customer shipping, which is
Yeah, I'll
banned.
tell you what happens. So they'll ship it, you can take it, but then when you try to get your information, it doesn't let you. So they'll take your money, but yeah, it's not banned everywhere, guys. He was saying it's banned in certain countries.
Yeah, countries that care about the privacy of their people tend to ban that. The government will not block you from getting your results because of what the results are. You can literally go to DNA testing facilities in Israel. Like you could Google that and call
They
them.
have facilities for that.
No, Astralich, I'm not wrong because again, it falls under DTC, direct to customer shipping. 23andMe falls under that category. DTC shipping is banned. Some of them, I'm sure, get through.
Literally, helter skelter. Jews around the world have taken DNA tests in countries where it's not banned in, and it still tells us that we're from the land of Canaan, that we're from Israel. I have my picture up on this, like I can show you. I don't like doing it because it's blood quantum-y, but I can show you if you really want.
Why did Israel bomb the USS Liberty? Well, for starters, they weren't allies with the United States. We were not allies with Israel. We were in their territorial waters, in the middle of them being in a war, with a U.S. spy ship. We were not on the same radio frequencies, meaning that when we called out for their plane to identify themselves and they called out for our ship to identify themselves, we didn't answer each other. And also, Egypt had just been seen using U.S. flags on their warships to try and disguise themselves as American warships. So they bombed us because we were in their territorial waters, in the middle of a war with a spy ship, and we didn't answer their radio calls. They then later apologized for it and financially compensated every single person involved.
Helter Skelter, not a single person who claims they're Palestinian has ever shown me a DNA test result that actually says that. But here's mine. It shows that I'm Ashkenazi. It shows where my family moved from, and it also shows where we started off from. If you guys aren't aware where Israel is, it's that little blue dot here. Hold on, I have another slide that zooms in on it. And it literally shows that that's where we started off from.
Wait, Sam, you...
Before we got kicked out and put into slavery into Rome. See that? That is the land of Canaan, very, very specifically.
You sound more loyal to Israel. Yeah, I'm so loyal to Israel. I did 10 years of service to my country. You know we have internet, right? What about the internet? Archie, like you're literally on the internet right now, so I am aware that you have internet. Palestinians do not have 87 to 90% Levant DNA. Please show me a single source that says that.
That is not true. Actually, the people with the most DNA like that is from Lebanon.
Hey, Archie, I know you can see the testimonies from the people who were there. The people who were there, their testimony confirms that we were in Israeli waters and they attacked us after their plane passed us and we didn't answer on radio. We were not allies with them. If you go into another country's waters when you're not their ally with a spy ship while they're in a war, they are very likely to attack you.
Yeah, they also worked it out between themselves.
Hustle Boss, what's up?
Fuck you.
Dude, you leftist, you waited how long in the request queue to do that? How fucking pathetic of a child are you?
Is that the
Dimmy.
leftist
Yeah,
guy?
that's intolerant leftist having a meltdown. He's a grown adult having a meltdown in the fuck on TikTok.
Fuck you.
Oh my god.
Hey, Dimmy, be quiet. Nobody gave you permission to speak.
Fuck
Are you maybe your name is intolerant because it's people aren't possible it's not possible to tolerate you. You're not the intolerant one, you're intolerable. You should probably change your name.
Yeah, why don't you go, I don't know. I'm not gonna say it, never mind. Issa, I guarantee your DNA is not
99% Levantine? Yeah. Show proof of that, please. Because y'all always ask for Jewish DNA proof, and every time they show it, you guys have a fucking meltdown. Why don't you show it?
Come up on the, with one follower. Fuck. Yeah, okay.
Probably just a random fucking account.
It literally
Follow
a troll.
intolerant leftist? No, I'm just gonna block you so you can't say that here. Sorry.
Yeah, mute him too.
Yeah, sorry. We don't want people following that. Bye-bye.
I'm not a mod. This is my backup also.
Oh. That DNA is fake? Whose DNA is fake?
I did 3 DNA tests from 3 different companies.
Yes, Astrolich, again, the U.S. agrees. Yes, they had plenty of time to identify the Liberty. Again, though, not allies in their waters during a war. We were not allies with Israel. We literally did not become allies with Israel to the late 70s, early 80s. No, we had not been allied for 7 years. That is factually incorrect.
There was actually an embargo against Israel in 48.
That's a lie. All white man DNA just converts. What the fuck are you talking about, Cox?
I'm not a man, and I'm not a convert.
Not allies, just taking money from APAC. What? Archie, what the fuck? We weren't... APAC didn't exist. What are you talking about?
Guys, APAC only started lobbying in 2018.
Archie, are you telling me that we weren't allies in Dude, not being allies in 1967 has nothing to do with our alliance today.
Yeah, the reason why the president helped cover it up is because they knew they were going to cause freaking international problems. They literally asked Israel to hush it up because the United States fucked up.
Yeah, okay. I'm APAC ranked number 7. No, they're ranked number 118th. They're ranked number 118th in influence. I'm Palestinian Christian. We're the closest to ancient Israelites than any other group. The source on 118 is, I think it's opensecrets.com. I think that's it. Where they show all the financial records of all the PACs and super PACs and stuff in the U.S. You can literally go and look at it.
Issa, post your DNA test and tag me in it. I'd love to see that.
I didn't realize it's 12:40. I got to go to bed. Good night, everyone.
Oh, yeah, Sam.
Good night, everyone, on whatever the fuck platform I'm on. Ask the Archie guy why we were allies with Japan today, even though Pearl Harbor... Yeah,